Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Who'd have thought, guys? Just who'd have thought? Who'd have thought 54 years after the Monkees were manufactured for a TV show, they'd release their best live album ever? That's incredible. 03444 99 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10. My name is Iain Lee. Who the hell are you, lady?
I'm Catherine Boyle, and I was just Googling in a frenzy thinking, who is this mature-sounding band? It can't be. Oh, hang on, it is.
Yeah,
the Monkees.
It's the Monkees, isn't it? They just got a new album out, Mike and Mickey, and it's absolutely stunning. Dear listener, come and join us tonight. Let's try and have a laugh. Well, these are weird times, as we know, and I've got a few questions about stuff that may be happening underneath the surface, bubbling underneath the surface. But you know what we want to do on this show is we're kind of here just to have a laugh and to dick around, and you are very welcome to call up about anything you want. We seem to have got into a nice little groove recently where the shows alternate between absolute stupidity and tomfoolery and something a little bit heavier. That means tonight we're kind of on schedule for dicking around. But if you want to call in, as you know the rules, you can call in about anything. We're not going to sit here and ask you a question or, you know, tonight's big debate is this. We're going to sit and we're going to talk music and films and video games and books and argue, and it'll be a little bit potty-mouthed. But if you want to phone in and say, yeah, you know what, I'm struggling at the moment, you are very, very welcome. I've kind of worked out a couple of things that we can talk about a bit later on. that I thought I was the only one going through, and it turns out lots of people are going through, and sometimes just having that identification can help a little bit. So, you know the score, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number, but, it's someone I've not seen. We've got a special guest, and it's someone I've not seen for ages, and whenever he comes on the show, I always find it exhausting because he's one of the few people, Catherine, who I would say is faster than me, and don't tell him I said this, is more knowledgeable about music than me. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the arena, it's Mr. Douglas Anderson. Good evening, Dougie.
Good evening, lovely loves. It's a pleasure to be with you, to be speaking to you. And I think it was Lee Hazelwood that said, these are cold, hard times. But another wise man once said something to me which I'd like to share with you now, and it was simply this.
Please do.
Sometimes the giggle factory should open for business, and let it open now.
Yeah, Dougie, we're of course doing this remotely. I'm near Aylesbury. Catherine is God knows where. Amy is in London. Whereabouts are you roughly? Don't give us the grid reference or the street number, but whereabouts are you speaking to us from?
I'm coming to you live from southeast London this evening.
Gosh. And here's the thing. Whenever we've had you on the show before, it's always been face to face, mano a womano. But of course, I can't see you, and as often blind people will say, that when you can't see something, your senses are in many ways heightened. Your other senses are in many ways heightened. Can I ask you a personal question? Are you Scottish?
Do you know, you talk about voices and then the timbre or the timbre. And I quite often I can see or listen to a voiceover, watch an advert, and I don't know if it's you or Nick Frost.
Oh
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a definite correlation between the voices.
I was with Nick Frost when the tragic events of 9/11 were unfolding, so that's my alibi, and I'm sticking to it. I was with Nick Frost. This is tonight's phone-in. Who were you with when the tragic events of 9/11 unfolded? I was with Nick Frost, Joe Cornish, Lauren Laverne, and someone else who I can't remember. That's not a bad list of celebs to be hanging out with when the world was collapsing for the first time.
I was at the BBC in Glasgow, Scotland, where country where I'm from. Obviously lost the accent, but that's where I'm from. Making a music show called The Beat Room, and brilliantly, one of my producers was one of indie royalty, Douglas T. Stewart of the BMX Bandits.
Wow.
And so we are sort of, and oh God, I was so excited because this was, and you'll understand my excitement when I tell you this. We not only had the Beta Band performing a live set, and you know how much that band means to me.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we got the first ever British TV appearance of the White Stripes.
Really?
And this was yeah. And this was a show coming out of Glasgow, only seen in Scotland before iPlayer, and it felt a bit like a Tony Wilson thing, you know. It felt like a So It Goes or something like that. We were actually getting these amazing bands to perform almost in secret. But anyway, suddenly someone says, "Oh, that doesn't look right." New York, this is great, isn't it? This is what people want to hear in a lockdown. Anecdotes about 9/11.
I think they do actually. Yeah.
You know, maybe it's a bit levity, isn't it? But by goodness, we could all do with some. And I remember someone going, "Look at that! You know, things are falling down in New York." And within 2 minutes, it was straight back to, "So how many songs is the Beta Band going to play here?" You know, so it was a consciousness of what was happening, but also a pragmatism that life had to go on. But
we were doing a topical panel show that Joe Cornish was hosting, and it was called something like "What a Week" or "This is This Week" or something like that. And so I came in late. It was in Kensington, and someone said, "Oh, have you seen what's happening?" I went, "No," and there was a plane, sticking out the building, and I was like, "Oh, okay, gosh, that's interesting." And then we would keep going into write what was going to be the show, and Nick Frost was really taking an interest in it. And he kept going out, I'm just going to go and watch what's happening. And none of us really registered how big it was, except for him. And he would keep coming back in and talking about aeroplanes and guns. Nick Frost really knows guns very, very well. Catherine, can I ask you? I mean, we've set the standard pretty high. Which celebrities or rock bands were you with on 9/11?
I was also at the BBC, actually. I was at the BBC in Milton Keynes, which at that point comprised of one member of staff, and that was me. Oh. And I was sitting in an office alone. The fax machine had done nothing all day. I'd kind of been picking my nails for a while, and I thought, I'm going to ring the office in Luton and see if anything's doing.
Oh.
And when I rang up,
something was doing, wasn't it?
They went, "Are you joking me?" I went, "No." I said, "I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. Is there anything I can do? Is there any jobs over there?" And they went, "Yeah, get your ass over here." So I went to Luton, and it was one of those kind of all hands on deck moments at a BBC local radio station. I mean, obviously, I mean, the BBC's effort could not have done it without us at Luton, so you're welcome.
There you go,
guys.
you see. Your memories of 9/11, please, on the anniversary. No, hang on a minute, it's not the anniversary. But you can call in 0344 499 1000. Dougie, I know you love your music, and I know what a lot of people are doing at the moment. I don't want to dwell too much on the coronavirus, but there are some pluses coming out of an horrific global pandemic. And one of them is that lots of people are doing things for free or for pennies on Zoom or on Facebook or on YouTube. And one of them, and I'm referencing this because I think you know the people involved. My sister Jo has been doing, I think it's either a daily or a weekly meditation on Facebook, taken by, ladies and gentlemen, from Belle and Sebastian, Mr. Stuart Murdoch. And she texted me earlier because she tweeted that she was really enjoying it, and Stuart Murdoch replied to saying, thanks, Joe, I'm glad you're getting something out of it, it's helping me as well. Are you still friends with the Belle and Sebastian guys and gals?
Yeah. It's actually 10 years, but unbelievably 10 years since we made our film together. Yeah. It was late 2010, which is literally 10 years ago. Yeah. And yes, right. Yes, still friends, still a fan of their music, and I know that Stuart's been doing these meditations. I didn't know Jo, your sister, was taking part. I myself have been doing meditations. I guess you could call them private ones. It's just myself, or sometimes the good lady wife pops in, and just trying to be, because it does help. And that's the one thing we talk about, finding the positives in this hard time. And we'll get onto music positives and hopefully film positives as well. But the whole point of I've been bored of people forever. And this links into Belle and Sebastian and my work with them, because I'm actually in the video for the Belle and Sebastian song I Want the World to Stop from the album Write About Love, which we
they got their wish, guys. They got their wish. Flipping Belle and Sebastian.
And people have been saying for ages, I wish the world would stop. I just need time to read that book. I need time to breathe. Now, of course, if you want to meditate, you want to breathe, just do it. You don't have to. If the world was to stop, nobody would be breathing. We'd be dead. So that's the first big positive of the night. We're not dead. And I believe that's something to really grab onto and shake it and say, come on, nobody's dead here. Let's enjoy the meditations.
Well, some people are dead, but good news. Here's some good news, Catherine. Dougie is always. I've always been suspicious of him. I've always been slightly wary of him. There's always been something about him that's not right. He's corrected that.
Yeah, you mentioned that
months.
His hairline, right? You were wondering what was going on.
No, it's not that. He's
the trouser thing.
No, it's not the trouser thing. He mentioned his good lady wife. I believe there's somebody else living with you now, Dougie.
Oh yes, the cat. The cat.
He's got a cat.
No, we must pepper with some facts here, because we were in a textual comunicado about 2 weeks ago, maybe, and and I think I sent you some pictures of Jenny, which is a sentence that would be odd to listen into at a bus stop. To which you were responding, "Great pictures. Let me send you some of mine." So you sent me pictures of your cats, and I fully realise that some cats are not very nice, a bit selfish, a bit, if I may say, la-di-da. But our Jenny she's genuinely friendly. She's a lovely little soul, and she's getting on with the crisis as best as anyone is, as far as I can imagine. And it's nice to have just some little piece of life wandering about, isn't it? It gives you a sense of perspective, I think.
Cats are the best, aren't they? Oh God, I've got 4 of them. I had 5 until Velvet passed away recently. Yeah. I've got 4 of them, and I love it. Kath, you've got Willow.
I've got 1, and she fits that profile that you were giving earlier on, Dougie, of la-di-da, a little bit. I mean, the attitude on this one. But I love her. She throws me emotional crumbs, and I happily gobble them up. And she doesn't care whether. She wishes we'd go out, I think. She's sick of us now. But she doesn't know what's going on. And the home has a kind of life to it that it never had before we had the cat. So I can completely see what you mean there.
My home is having a life of its own. I've got the 4 cats, but we've also got a dog staying for a couple of nights. Boy, oh boy, it's very I've had to. The dog is in one half of the house. The cats are in the other. Very, very tense. Very dark atmosphere here, Dougie.
It sounds like the latter days of the Velvet Underground, but I wonder.
Slightly less heroin, but yes, very similar.
Yeah, this is maybe bizarrely, maybe not. This is the first pet I've ever had in my life. I never had a pet as a child. I went to or was in Fife at a fair and won a goldfish. Got in the car with Mater, Pater and brother, drove back to Edinburgh, and by the time we got back, the goldfish was dead. So you know this whole thing when people go, "What's your porn name?" It's your first pet's name and your mother's maiden name. Now, the goldfish died before it was ever named.
Oh no!
So for the purposes of that game, I used to always just have to go with Goldie Ferguson, because. and
it kind of works.
People just went with it. Like, well, that's fair enough. Obviously, was it Goldie? Was that? Because I think, did Simon Groom not have a dog called Goldie? Or no.
Yes, he did.
There was a Blue Peter dog called Goldie. Maybe, I don't know if it was Simon Groom's the one that came after. Groom. But Groom. Goldie Ferguson, and really, it wasn't, because the goldfish was never named. There you go.
Outrageous scenes. How are you coping with all this, Dougie? This weirdness. As you know, I don't really like people, so I've been through intense fear. I had a week or 10 days of pure fear, and would just be making a cup of coffee and would start weeping. I'm through the fear now. I know I was talking to some people on Twitter. A lot of people are still consumed by fear. I'm through the fear now, and I'm sort of doing all right. I'm very demotivated, which is something I'm going to talk about later on. Just got no energy to do or create or make or anything. But I'm okay, and I've got the kids. I've had the kids for a couple of weeks. I'm okay. How are you doing with all of this?
Well, do you know what? I think you say demotivated, or maybe you're feeling a bit more tired. I think everyone's feeling a bit more tired because we've done something that people should be doing all the time. We're surrendering to this moment, having some sort of time out the normal madness. And bodies are sort of acclimatizing, going, God, this is quite nice in a way. We can just stop rushing about for a while. And it is difficult and it is stressful. And we do worry about our elderly parents, of course. I mean, but this is a great thing, I guess, that we can speak about this just now in the Power Radio. But I did fighting talk for the BBC from the room that I'm speaking to now, from the spare room a couple of weeks ago. Did a talk sports show last week. I've been putting out music mixes, which I always do anyway, but it's kind of nice to have things to give to people for free, just to colour their day or make them happy, or something that's, especially it's like cultural. So I've been putting out my 7 Floors Up mixes, which people really dig, and it's nice just to go, there's an hour's mix of great tunes, mixed with weird bits of audio from films and whatnot, just to make your day a bit brighter. So it's not as bad as it could be. It's difficult. I don't know. I had two days ago, I was like, I've got a bit cabin fever here. I could really do with running around the park willy-nilly, but which I suppose is allowed if you look like you're having your sort of daily bit of health. But
yes.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's a bit like wartime without the war, which I'm all for. I'm not a fan of war, I'll be honest with you. No, I mean, war. What is it good for? At a push, I'd say war movies. Big fan of Bridge Too Far, Bridget Ranigan.
I'm going to say as well, a handful of good songs as well. Paul Hardcastle springs to mind.
is that maybe the best? Is that the best pop war song ever? There's a debate that you, myself, and probably one other person in Guernsey could have, and that'd be it. But yeah, the pop war.
Would you include anti-war songs in there, like "War" by Edwin Starr?
I think you'd have to, for the sake of the debate lasting more than 7 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. 0344 499 1000. It's a very Partridge line, but what are the best war songs? Dougie, stay there. I need to take a quick break. You're going to tweet me as well with all of the links of the stuff that we're talking about, so I can retweet those. 0344 499 1000. This, dear listener, is the late night alternative with Iain and Kath, and tonight with Dougie on Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Have you been watching any? Of course, you've been watching movies, Dougie. What a ridiculous question. I just remembered who I'm talking to. What have you seen recently that we should be looking at?
Movie-wise, I kind of got stuck into a bit of a TV series actually of late. So I know I'm not actually literally answering the question about movies, but can I just ask a question? Are you a fan of The Juice? The HBO Juice show with James Franco?
I've never heard of it. I know James Franco is controversial at the moment, but I'm unaware of The Juice.
But it's about the vice trades and the bars in Times Square in the 70s. Then it goes to the late 70s, and season 3 is set in, I think, 1984. Maggie Gyllenhaal's in it as well. It's absolutely terrific. David Simon wrote it, who obviously wrote The Wire.
Yeah, which I've never seen.
It's well, there's still time. There's still time, Pumpkin.
Thank you. Thank you.
But the Juice is what's taken up a lot of my time of late. It's terrific. I'd really recommend it.
Okay.
It's on Sky Atlantic and Now TV, I guess it will be as well.
Okay, I've written that down.
I watched a few nights ago. You know, sometimes, I mean, this is a case in point where we're saying people going, oh, now's the time to read that book I always wanted to read, or watch that film I always wanted to watch. And I've been sort of slipping back, going to some old classics, and I watched Sunset Boulevard the other night. Have you seen Sunset Boulevard?
I did not expect. You mean which one? The one recently?
No, we're talking 1951?
Whoa. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. As my boys would say, pause. What the hell are you drinking? Because that was one heck of a swallow, man.
That was a big gulp.
Sorry, just a little bit of water, actually. A little bit of water on a Thursday night.
That was a huge Thursday night gulp.
He's not playing games there.
I'm tempted to make that a feature. It was so big.
No. Listen, I'm not coming here to muck about when my hydration is up for...
Give us a call now. Where were you when 9/11 happened? And if you want to do a big gulp, 0344 499 1000. No, the Sunset Boulevard, was that not a recent film with Madonna? Or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of something else.
Okay, all right,
I think you're thinking of... are you not thinking of the promo video for Justify My Love?
Ah, that's the one. That's the one. Yes. No, I don't. I've not seen Sunset Boulevard.
Well, Sunset, but I'll tell you the reason. One of the reasons why it was in my head, I just finished David Lynch's amazing auto-stroke biography. Are you? I can't remember if you're a Lynchy fan. Are you a Lynchy fan?
I enjoy it. I enjoyed the film where he interviews a monkey. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's on Netflix. Just went on Netflix recently.
That's a beautiful thing. I enjoy him. I'm not an obsessive. I'm not a Dylanologist, whatever the equivalent would be for Lynch. But yes, I enjoy him.
Well, the interesting thing about this book is called Room to Dream, and it's an autobiography and biography, because one chapter is written by David Lynch. You always say what happened. One chapter is written by Christine McKenna. Says, so in 1970 he did this, blah blah blah, and then the next chapter will be David Lynch just commenting on all. Well, that was kind of right, but this also happened as well, and it's a really really interesting way to make something original out of a pretty hackneyed genre. And I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan, and Lynch's music, not just his films as well. But anyway, he was talking a lot about Sunset Boulevard, and it was just in my head. It was in my sphere of consciousness, and I thought, right, I'm going to have to watch that soon. So that was just a few nights ago that I watched it. It's terrific. It's famous, I guess. One of the most famous lines in cinema. I'm ready for my close-up now. One of the very final lines in it.
Yep.
You know. But I actually sampled that. I sampled it in a mix that's going out tomorrow, funnily enough, which I'll put out on Mixcloud. So I've just actually, you were very kind to go, well, you tweet about my mixes or the links to it, and I texted you the link. But do you want me to, I mean, can you do it from a text?
When did you text? Have you texted me the link this evening? What? It's there. It's on my telephone.
Yeah.
Oh, you wait. If I hold it long enough, then the word copy should appear. And no, the word copy isn't appearing. I'll work it out. Don't worry. I'll work it out. Shall we take a few? Let's take some calls. I don't know if these people are phoning specifically to talk to you, but let's join in the chat. Let's go to Pete. Good evening, Pete.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, Pete. What have you got for us tonight?
Great. Well, a couple of things if I get the time. One, 9/11. I was in the Lake District on retreat, but I didn't get to find out about 9/11 until 11/11, because we were in a kind of a little cottage away from it all. We came into town to get some supplies, and we're walking down the street, and you're seeing, you know, the things they have outside newsagents saying, and there's things like death toll rises, and we thought, what's that, a train crash, or what? Then we looked at the papers, and we're going, wow, we missed that. Goodness me.
There's been a few, but it's funny you mention that, because there were a few people that missed out on the coronavirus breaking, including Dougie. Did you hear this about, I think he's an actor. Is he an actor, Catherine? Jared Leto. We talked about him, didn't we?
Yeah.
And what was he doing, Kath?
I can't remember. Was he in some sort of retreat?
Wasn't he on a Buddhist meditation retreat?
Yeah, one of those things where no one speaks for days.
Yeah, and so no one bothered to tell him. And then I retweeted that, and someone then said, oh yeah, my parents are in a retreat. This was quite far into it. My parents are in a Buddhist retreat, and we've spoken to the monastery, and they've decided not to tell them yet. You think, whoa, that's, and of course the famous one, Dougie, I don't know if you saw, the contestants on the German Big Brother, who had been locked in since February or something, and didn't have a clue, and they did a whole special hour-long episode where the host went in with a doctor behind thick glass and told them, there's a global pandemic and lots of people are dying. And of course they all started laughing, going, yeah, okay, all right, okay. It's one of those tasks, is it? No, there's actually a global pandemic.
Well.
Stunned silence. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You've been listening to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. Tune in next week. Go on, Pete, what else you got?
I have got a wah.
Okay, we're playing Wah Poker. Words and songs with Wah in. Yeah, go on.
Four in one. I'll start now. Listen till the end. Who cares if you're so poor you can't afford to buy a pair of Modagogo stretch elastic pants? There will come a time when you can even take your clothes off when you dance. Wah, 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 wah.
Okay,
Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, 1968.
Okay. We're only in it for the money.
Very nice, yes. Here's gravy in your ear.
Yep, okay. Words.
Okay.
Yes. Carry on.
I have one final bit, which is a kind of a...
Are you high on drug? Have you been smoking weed? What's going on? Have you been smoking wacky backy?
I wish I could still do that, but rather like yourself. Those days
you're a member of that club. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, indeed. I kind of throw a line from a John Prine song. I was a great fan. Two men were standing on a bridge. One jumped and said, "You lose." Okay,
there you go. Thank you, Pete. Thank you very much indeed. Were you a big John Prine fan, Dougie? Someone I wasn't particularly aware of, but like we do, unfortunately, with lots of people, he passed, and I dove into the rabbit hole, and it turns out he's incredible.
Yeah, I know. It was, not humongously. He wouldn't be in my sort of higher echelons, my top tens or anything. But yeah, no, it was horrible. Yeah, and it's like that, as you say, you dive into it. So he did this and that, and awful. I'm worried about Jimmy Greaves, to be perfectly honest, as well.
Yeah, he's very poorly, and we know that. But he's not a coronavirus poorly, is he?
No.
We don't think.
I don't know.
Language never quite fits, because I was about to say he's just ill. Well, actually, of course, if you're Jimmy Greaves or his family, he's not just ill. He's very seriously ill. But, we're all thinking about this horrible thing that's going around. Let's say hello to Simon. Hey, Simon.
Hello, how are you?
None of your business. What have you got?
I was just wondering, all this, when everyone's a bit bored and you're at home.
It was a nice stretch there, yeah.
and you think there's things you've got to do, things you've got to get done, but you can't. Basically, the situation was that I've got my dog, and my dog's hair is getting really, really long. Yeah. So I thought, how hard is it to cut the dog's hair? So I phoned one of those mobile groomer people, and she just said, start at the feet and just work up. So I've got this dilemma now. I'm halfway up, and obviously not at the moment. I started it yesterday. I'm halfway up, but it looks shocking, and then you're at that point where you're thinking, well, because I tried to get the clippers out as well, but she wouldn't let me put the clippers on her, because as soon as it started buzzing. So... And, I'm thinking, well, there must be all these people at home that, have never put shelves up and stuff and never done. Yes. They must think, well, that can't be that hard. And, all these little jobs that people are doing. And now, I'm at the stage where I don't know whether just to just bite the bullet and just cut all the dog's hair off and,
Well, Simon, stay there. Let's put that question to our expert. Dougie, what would you suggest Simon does in this situation?
Well, I don't think this is really a dog problem, an animal problem. I think it's what you should do in any situation that's causing you stress is don't panic, go to bed, put some earplugs in, ignore it, pretend it's never happened, and in the morning it'll all be fine.
So it's like one of those stag do things, we wake up the next day and you're like, what did we do last night?
Oh, Dougie, we're losing you ever so slightly. There must be a YouTube video on how to groom a dog.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, because otherwise, Simon, your dog's going to look looking like it's got skin trousers on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It looks like it's, as if it's like being I don't know, like a sort of Clash gig or something. It's like it's very spike. You're thinking how hard, but when you stay at home, you're thinking, how hard can it be to cut the hair? And there must be loads of people at home now thinking, I need a haircut. I'll do it. I need to do this. And I was wondering if you've got to that stage yet where you're at home thinking.
Well, we mentioned this last night. Claire Pugh, who is a regular tweeter to the show, she cut her 6-year-old daughter's hair, cut the fringe, and it looks bloody awful. The girl is a beautiful young lady, beautiful 6-year-old girl, absolutely stunning. As Kath tweeted, she wears it well, but she also wears it like Dave Hill from Slade. So,
and Dave Hill would say, "Well, I think that's a bit extreme, actually."
Simon, thank you for that. 0344 499 1000. You haven't started doing home haircuts yet, have you, Dougie? It's got to be coming soon for everybody.
Yeah, my wife cut my hair last week, and it looks good. I have to admit, I'm looking pretty good tonight. It's a shame you can't see me. I'm dressed. I'm dressed. I feel it difficult to do any kind of broadcast without sort of looking the parts, even if it's radio. And I know I don't know what you're wearing just now. I'll hazard a few guesses, but I would hope it wouldn't be. I would hope it wouldn't be a tracksuit bottom with a shoe, or as it's sometimes called, bus driver chic.
I'm wearing some shorts. I've kicked my slippers off, and I've got a Monkeys t-shirt. So I've made an effort.
I'm not. Well, you haven't made a great effort. You've made an effort, but I suppose the problem is the baffies have been kicked off, and it's just a t-shirt and short, which disappoints to a certain extent.
I'm at home, though. Here's the thing. I'm at home. I've got my cats asleep around me. I've got my kids asleep upstairs. Yeah. Okay, yes, of course, I could have put on the full dress suit. All right, well, Catherine, what are you, if we're shaming each other, what are you wearing, Kath?
Well, here's the thing. I've been in pyjamas for most of the day, but I did get changed for work. I've had a shower and everything. I've got makeup on. I'm wearing a pair of blue jeans, admittedly a lot more casual than I normally wear for work. And I'm wearing a T-shirt that is a kind of homage to the Batman T-shirts that the minor characters would wear. It says henchwoman on it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Dougie, we have to put it to you. What are you wearing then, sir?
I'm wearing a gingham shirt with a button-down collar, a grey, I guess you would call it a sports jacket. Other people would refer to it as a suit jacket, with a black slim-fit trouser, a pink sock, and a loke brogue.
You're wearing shoes indoors?
I'm wearing shoes. And I'm wearing them indoors.
Deviant. Absolute deviant. Go on.
No, I was going to say the reason I am wearing shoes indoors is because I'm in my house and I ain't asking anyone for permission to do what I'm going to do in the next 20 minutes.
Let's go to John. Hello, John.
Evening. How are you doing?
I'm very well, John. What you got for us?
Only a quick one because I'm working, but I've got a song, a protest war song for you.
Oh, yeah. We've got another war song. Okay, go on.
No, it's not a war song. This is a protest war song.
Oh, a protest war song. Sorry, your accent made it sound like war. I'm getting confused with the war poker.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
No, it didn't.
Oh, shut up, Catherine.
Mine is CCR, Fortunate Son.
You mean by saying CCR? Is that the Creedence Clearwater Revival? You've just abbreviated it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that saved time. So I appreciate that. Thank you. You are at work. I don't know the song, John. Can you sing a bit?
Oh,
it ain't me. It ain't me.
It.
I'm no fortunate son. Very raspy. Blimey. It's a very raspy one. Some people want all the red, white, and blue. It ain't me. It ain't me. I'm no millionaire son.
Oh, blimey! It's very angry. That's a good song. I struggle with CCR. I struggle with them. I just find them a little too swampy for my taste.
Yeah, I do. That's the one that stands out. Really, I'm not a huge fan. I am of that song, but not necessarily of.
All right.
In general,
I'm writing it down. I don't know why I'm writing it down, but I am writing it down. We'll compile a list.
And I have got a wah, but it's not a song. It's just a word.
Okay.
A peignoir.
What's a peignoir?
It's like a silk negligee, lingerie type underwear thing.
Whoa.
I wear them
after. I better look it up.
Yeah, I like to wear them after 11 o'clock. Always with a loke brogue, though, bizarrely.
I tell you what, I'm gonna Google the image search peignoir.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, John, and I appreciate that, and we'll take it up. Dougie, are you okay to stay until 11? Is that all right, or do you want to?
Absolutely. It'd be my absolute pleasure.
Oh, Kath is unsure. Kath, have I crossed the line?
He means a peignoir. He means a peignoir.
What? Peignoir in the arse.
Peignoir.
Well, that's what? What? Okay. Well, I'm going to Google lingerie. This is Talk Radio.
You'll have trouble, mate.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Now I've got images in my mind of Fenella Fielding or Suzanne Danielle or Liz Fraser. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Blithe Spirit. That kind of thing.
Hey. 03444 991 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Before all this happened, Dougie, before the fascist right-wing government forced us to stay under house arrest for an indeterminate amount of time, what were you doing? What were you up to?
I tell you what I was doing immediately before we all had to lock down. I've been out making a new short film. And with a really good crew of people, excellent DOP, director of photography, who worked on... Did you ever see the Woody Harrelson film Lost in London? It was that live feature film.
Oh, no, I didn't, but it was shown live in cinemas as it was happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so I was working with one of the guys who did that, who had seen other films that I'd done, what to work with me. It was really rather exciting. And so we've been out filming, got a lot of great stuff done, and now obviously coming into the good weather, it was really exciting. It was like, okay, April, we can finish the shoot and get it edited and all the rest of it, get it into the film festivals, and then suddenly it's lockdown, and it's quite. I must admit, it's difficult looking out the window. I think this is perfect filming weather.
Yeah.
I know in the grand scheme of things, it's not very important, but it is important in the sense that people just now need all the films they can get to watch or music they can to listen to. So art and culture is imperative. I mean, believe it or not, Iain Lee, the Iain Lee gyratory system, as I sometimes refer to you in my own head.
He says it out loud sometimes. And yes, hello.
You, sir, are important. What you're doing tonight, it may not feel like it to the listener, it may not feel like it to yourself, but I'm telling you, it is important what you're doing tonight. It's loosely based culture. I'm Catherine, for goodness sake, I'm not forgetting about Catherine.
I think you're right. And me and Kath made a decision when all this was kicking off, and it was kind of prompted by a tweet that Danny Baker tweeted saying he was angry that everything was news now. It was all news. He said during the war, it was mainly entertainment and laughter. You need a laugh when there's something as huge as this, more than ever before. So we made the decision, unless it was, like a huge story, like Boris Johnson being put in intensive care or something, that we would just come on. And I think the phrase was "dick around," wasn't it, Catherine?
I think that was the phrase, yes.
But the thing is, everyone's got... Right, we all listen to the news, we find out what's happening on a daily basis. But you don't want to be watching too much of it, because there's too much speculation, people worry too much. So you're going to get your news every day, but what do you do around that? Now is the time to read the books, to watch the films, to listen to the Nick Frost sound-alikes, and just get something in their lives that isn't going to scare them.
Do you ever get down about? I've not seen you for ages and ages, and I think you're one of the best, and you're one of those people I just don't understand. Why I'm not turning on the TV and going, oh bloody hell, it's Dougie Anderson again. But that's not, unfortunately, is not the way that the industry works. And you always seem to have a very positive outlook. Has any of this, sent you spiraling down at all?
Oh, listen, one tries to be positive, and you have to just try and keep doing things, keep creating, keep making things. Because, as I always say, if the choice is try and write a short story, try and make a film, try and write a song, or do nothing, then, well, it's quite plainly you do the former, don't you? I worry. I've always been a worrier. Like, oh God, I'm very good at worrying. It's one of my main skills, I think. Always has been. And if you listen, it'd be nice if you turned on the TV and I was there. But as we know, it's not a meritocracy, is it?
No.
And it's very odd business. But I've known that for years. That's why I've always gone out and written books and made podcasts and made mixes and made short films. Because it's about making art, isn't it? And it's important. And I'm not saying it's a great money making thing. It's not. But
no.
Got to do it.
I think that every minor celebrity that has tweeted or thinks that the coronavirus is caused by 5G, I think they should be sacked from television, and that you and Catherine should be given their slots. I don't know. It's just an idea.
Listen, as we know, and it's very clear to see, there has been a lot of, well, if I may use the well-worn phrase, grandiose bampottery. Just idiots coming out with this, that, and the next thing. People who, just because they've got 400,000 followers on Twitter, does not make them in any way intelligent or worth listening to. This much we know, but there it is. I mean, I tell you what's a great thing that's happening just now, and I know that you'll join me in being happy about this, as will Catherine. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Limmy's homemade show is coming on.
I was about to say.
A new series. Thank God. I mean, and the timing of it's incredible, isn't it? With everyone stuck in the houses, he just must be rubbing his hands. But I don't know if you've seen the couple of clips that the BBC have put out. It just looks terrific. And I mean, I know that we love his stuff and, are great admirers of him. It's just brilliant. I cannot wait to watch that. I just think he's so good at what he does.
For those that don't know, the Limmy's Homemade Show, it's 3 parts. It's going to be shown in BBC Scotland, on BBC Scotland first, then it goes on to BBC Two, and then it's on the iPlayer. And he has done everything. It's him in it. He's filmed it. He's done the sound. He's done the editing. He's done the music. He's done everything. And it just is, the pilot was a joy, and it was weird, and it was dark, and hilariously funny. And I'm thrilled about that coming on. I was about to mention that. When is, I think that is, it might even be this Sunday. I think it's on BBC Two. I'm not sure.
It might be. I know. Yeah, no, you're right. It's shown in Scotland, I think, and then 2 days later is on BBC Two, I think.
Yeah. So it's on Scotland tomorrow, I think. I think it's
right tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, so you're doing all right. Well, that's good to know. Let's bring Alistair into the conversation. Good evening, Alistair.
Oh, evening, everybody.
Hey, Alistair, what you got for us?
Well, I was really thrilled when Dougie mentioned David Lynch, because I'm a massive fan. And I've not kept up with everything he's done over the years, but I saw Eraserhead, and then Blue Velvet, and then Wild at Heart. And I wondered if I could ask Dougie, what was his favourite of those three?
You said Wild at Heart, Eraserhead, and Blue Velvet.
Right.
God, it's a tricky one, Alistair. It's a tricky one. I think Wild at Heart has one of my favourite ever cinema deaths scenes in it. And you know that I'm talking about the Willem Dafoe death, which I won't spoil for anyone. It's hilarious as far as deaths go in cinema. I mean, Eraserhead's incredible. That kind of sort of kicked it all off for David Lynch, obviously. And Blue Velvet, goodness me, the performances in that are stunning. I must ask you, Alistair, if I may pop back with a question to you.
Yeah.
Oh, cheeky. Here we go. There's the question bell.
The Lee-side generator system, he still makes me chuckle when I least expect. And I love him for it. I'll be honest, I love him for it. But back to you, Alistair, and my question therein. I know you said you haven't seen all of his stuff, but I thought that Twin Peaks Season 3, the final season of Twin Peaks, which I guess was shown last year, the year before, kind of took TV to a whole new level and is one of the greatest TV series of all time. I guess it's two questions. First question is, have you seen Season 3, and what did you think about it?
Okay, well, it's a more complicated answer with it. I have seen Season 3, but I can't remember it because I was drinking a lot of whiskey at the time.
Very honest, Alistair. Very honest answer.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
I like the honesty.
It's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah,
Alistair, nice to talk to you, mate. Thank you. And what you can watch it again now that you're over 11 months sober. So thank you for that. 0344 499 1000. How's your lovely mum doing, Dougie? Is she all right?
Sorry, you just cut out there slightly. Would you like to? Can you repeat the question?
I don't think I'll bother. No, I was asking how's your lovely mum doing?
She's good. She's always asking for you. And,
I know. I like your mum. Yes.
But do you know what? No word of a lie. I was on a Zoom conversation last night with her and my brother, and during the Zoom conversation, my mum actually said to my brother, "He's on the Iain Lee show tomorrow night." You know. So mother was just making sure the whole family knew what happened. But she's well.
Oh, bless her.
Thank God. She's safe. She's healthy. And that's all you can ask with all of this, isn't it, really, with the mothers and the fathers, the maters and the paters, the cocks in the cradle and the silver spoon, there's a little boy blue and a man on the moon.
Well, there's now you've opened another can of worms, because everyone, of course, thinks that Cats in the Cradle is by Cat Stevens, when it isn't. I can't remember the name of the artist, but it does sound a lot like Cat Stevens. The phone in after 11 is songs that sound like they are by other artists. Horse with No Name, of course, is a rip-off of the Neil Young sound, isn't it?
Yeah, but here's another one for you. I mean, again, it's niche. What about males that sound like females, or vice versa singing? I mean, I think the classic is Chet Baker. The first time you hear Chet Baker, I think that has to be a lady singing, but of course it's not. It's, incredible, absolutely incredible.
I had that moment with Neil Sedaka. Yeah,
Neil
really? Sedaka, in some lights, could sound like a woman, I think.
Okay. How about no? Well, I don't know if that is that. I don't know if that's libelous or not.
Why? The
stylistics.
Well, they just sing falsetto.
Yeah. The style. Well, yeah, but he sounds like a lady. Hang on. Why is my answer is just as valid as yours?
Well, you left mine dangling in a very rude manner, so I'm.
I don't think. Okay, tell me where and when the exact date that Neil Sedaka sounds like a lady.
That one about
Solitaire.
Laughter in the Rain.
No, I don't think he.
Put it on.
There's a really good version of that, but it's wrong, where he sings that with his daughter.
Why is it wrong?
Oh, it's a love song, isn't
I think if I can butt in just for a second, I think this
Please
shows
do, Dougie,
again.
it's getting tense.
This is another good debate, but you've said it yourself, Ian. You got a little bit tense there. Some would say too tense. I'd be in that party, and I think we must find solace in the fact that there are some people you do know who's always singing, and I'll put my hands up when Aletta Adams comes on. I know it's Aletta, and no mistake.
Let's get to Andrew before the news. Good evening, Andrew.
Good evening. I've got two war songs for you, but don't ask us to sing them because I can't.
Oh, all right.
One's
straight in there.
Very strict.
One's Pink Floyd, When Tigers Broke Free.
Okay, I don't know that one. I'm going to say I think the Floyd are rubbish.
Right, fine, that's fair enough. And I think the other one was Wings, or Paul McCartney and Wings, The Pipes of Peace.
Oh,
I love that song.
Oh, Andrew, well done, sir. Well, of course. Yeah. That's a
what
great...
do you say? Do you say? Will the human race be run in a day?
He's off again.
And there's Andrew, there's Dougie just doing what McCartney does sometimes and nudging that reggae Jamaican accent, which is a joy. Andrew, thank you for that, Andrew. I appreciate that. We played the other day, and I think it's quite fitting for where we're at. And it is a brilliant song. It was a huge hit, but scorned for decades. The Frog Chorus, We All Stand Together. That's a great record, man.
I would heartily disagree with that. I don't think it's a great record.
Sorry?
I'm sorry. No.
Wow.
No, come on now. Come on now.
Whoa. When was the last time you heard it?
No, within the last 12 months. Because I had a hunch that I'd be talking to you about it, so let's prove it. Okay, I will.
I want to see your, and I know you've probably got papers on this. I'd like to see your papers on this, please.
Yes, I'll be getting the dossier out from the 11 till 12 hour, and I'll be emailing it. I might fax it to you as well, so make sure you bloody well get it.
It's a shame we had to end on a sour note and us violently disagreeing about music. How can we turn this around in the last 120 seconds and end happy and upbeat?
I tell you how we could turn it around in the broad scheme of things. I could pop on again at some point in the near future if you want me to for another chatette, because I will be, like everyone on the lockdown. So if you want to extend another invitation, I'd be happy to pop in, speak to yourself and Catherine, because it's always a pleasure. But that doesn't get us away from the fact we need to end on a warm note.
At the moment, I'm not inclined to invite you back, and I want to be inclined. So we've got to turn this around.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I'll be a straight talker here. When it comes to Nick Frost yourself, I know whose voice that I'd like to warm up with in an evening, on a cuddle couch of chat, and it'd be yours, Ian. It'd be yours. It's always been yours.
Do you know what, Dougie? There's the olive branch, and I'm gonna suck it. I'm going to suck your olive branch dry. I'm going to get those olives and make some lovely olive oil from it. Dougie, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I know you don't drink alcohol anymore, but if you had those olives, you could make a lovely dirty martini with them, gin-based, as I would always insist. But don't go that way tonight, or indeed tomorrow. Keep off the grog, and you'll be okay.
Wise words.
Oh, mate, I love you so much. Stay safe, and you just send me a text. You can come on whenever you want. We are entertaining the nation, and we want you to be part of our fun troupe.
Thank you. It'd be a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to be on tonight, and I look forward to speaking with all of you again soon.
Thank you, Dougie. It's flown by. The hour's gone. Unbelievable. Thank you, Dougie. Oh, Dougie, quickly. I've tweeted that link. What's your Twitter handles if people want to go and say hello?
At Douglas Chats.
At Douglas Chats. Stay safe, my friend. Lots of love to the cat, and we will speak very, very soon. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. My God, the hour just sailed by. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Starts to rain, it begins to pour. Without an umbrella, we're soaked to the skin. I feel a shiver run up my spine. I feel
water, please. I like water, please. Why does life so unfair?
Loving her bush, I feel the warmth of her hand in mine.
Morning.
Music keeps dipping in and out, and I think it's just because I have it so goddamn loud my end, because I love rocking out to Neil Sedaka, and that's just the way it goes. The Late Night Alternative, I'm Iain Lee. Who are you, lady?
Catherine Boyle.
I love Dougie. It's easy, isn't it? We should. I feel we should give like some of our money back, because you don't really, when you got a guest like Dougie, you don't do any work. You just wind him up, like press go, and that's it.
I was about to say exactly that. He's one of those clockwork guests. Just let him jump across the table.
I have noticed. I've got the boys here, and it's a joy. Love them. I love being in their company. I've not been doing great dadding recently. And I jokingly say thank God for Fortnite. I've let them play too much video games. Too many video games. Well, it's too much, because it's only really one video game. It is Fortnite. And I have been just struggling with motivation. Last night, cats, could you stop that? Could you stop fighting, please? Oh my God, they're going for it. George and Patty.
Which cats?
Anyway, George and Pat's. Last night I didn't sleep very well, because you may have heard Lara the dog barking, and as I went to bed, she carried on barking. I thought, oh no, I can't. My neighbours are going to kill me.
She's suspiciously silent tonight.
Yes, well, yes. So I went and slept on the sofa next to her to keep her company. I think she was just a bit lonely being in a strange house. So I went and slept on the sofa until 5:30. That ain't a great sofa for sleeping on. And then I went and slept in the loft room, which is where I'm staying, for a couple of hours. And then I got up at 7:30 and went and got in bed with my youngest. So I'd not had a great sleep. So I've been very, very tired today. But actually, I've been really tired and more than tired, lethargic, for the past 3 weeks. And when I knew that, we were going to be working from home, part of me thought, oh, that's great, because that saves 3.5, well, it saves about 5 hours a day, because it's 2 hour drive in, hour and a half drive back, and we get to work, sort of 2 hours early. So, to prep and eat and talk about what we're going to do on the show. I thought, well, that saves me 5-6 hours a day. So I've got all of this time, and I can do so much. There's so many films I want to watch. I want to rewatch The Royal Tenenbaums. I've got all these books I want to read. I want to write this book. I want to build a go-kart with the boys. I want to do all of this stuff. And today it hit me. I've done none of that. I've read one book, really struggling to get into the next book, and it should be a book that I should breeze through. It's a biography of Barry Manilow going up to 2002, and I'm struggling to get in there. I'm struggling to get into Barry. And I've cleaned the kitchen cupboards out, but that's it, really. I haven't done anything. I haven't done much streaming on Twitch. I haven't made kind of any little. Well, I've made the 11 o'clock show podcast, but that's been a bit of an effort. I haven't really played video games. Everything seems such an effort. I when the kids aren't here, I wake up. I lay in bed for as long as I possibly can. I come down, I feed the cats. I might go back to bed, or I might go and sit in the garden, or but I'm not even watching TV. I'm listening to podcasts, because that seems to be the most passive thing I can do. I find a podcast on my app, and I press play, and that's it. I don't even have to watch anything, and I don't really have to do much selecting. And so I tweeted today, is anybody else feeling this lethargy, this lack of motivation, this just sitting there with this blah? And I expected everyone to write back going, oh, come on, Ian, pull yourself together. You work 3 hours a day. Blah, 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 blah. Nearly everybody came back and said, yeah, I've got that. Blah. And I've got, I bought paints to paint the kitchen. And I've not been able to do it. I've got stuff I want to make with the kids, and I've not been able to do it. I've got a pile of books by the bed that I've had there for months because I've not had the time to read because I've been working. But now I'm not working. I haven't got the wherewithal to do it. And there were only 1 or 2 people that said they were actually, literally 2 or 3. That said, oh, no, I'm doing stuff and I'm making myself do stuff. And lots of the people that said they were feeling bleh said that they would generally, before this happened, BC, before Corona, were very motivated people. And I'm wondering, and we're going to get a psychologist on in hopefully tomorrow or maybe next week.
Tomorrow. No, it's tomorrow. I fixed him.
Is Kerry coming on?
Yes, 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, brilliant. Kerry Cooper is great. He's brilliant. He's really bright. He's also very clever and he's very down to earth. And I think this is a psychological phenomenon. And someone sent me a thing that they'd read about how this is a trauma that we're all going through. And when you're going through a trauma, part of your brain shuts down and it's a preservation thing. Maybe that's true. That makes sense. But I'd like a little bit more evidence. But they're definitely. I'd write about it, but I can't be bothered. And so if that's you, dear listener, if you're going through that, could you, if it's not too much effort, could you give me a call 0344 499 1000? But also, if that's not you, if you're going, what? I've never been busier. I'm loving this. The house is looking fresh. I've painted the 0344 499 1000 is the a telephone number, because I think that as a world we are going through a really weird, forget the physical things about coronavirus, this is a weird psychological malaise that we seem to be entering. And I say the world, maybe it's only, European countries, maybe it's only the Western world, I don't know. Maybe it's only developed countries, I don't know. If you can call any countries undeveloped these days, I'm not sure if that's appropriate. But it just I was staggered at the amount of responses I had from people going, yep, I'm doing that. I'm getting up. Some people suggested it might be because we have no end date. No one has said, well, yes, on May the 9th, this will finish and you can go back to how things were. Because we just don't know that. We don't have that, and maybe that's part of it. I know it's slightly different for you, Kath, because obviously you live with your kids and that creates its own needs and problems. But does what I'm saying make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It does. I had a burst of activity, a flurry in the first week of getting things done that I hadn't got done around the house, sorting things out, practical bits and bobs, taking on little projects, getting them sorted out. Yeah. But small things, not long-term things, not things like learning to paint or another language or something that's going to take, I don't know, a couple of days. But, like taking curtains up and all these sort of bits and bobs that have been getting on my nerves, but I haven't been in the house long enough for it to get on my nerves to the point where I actually do something about it. And then I've had a week or so of largely not giving a toss. But it is different when you've got kids there all the time because, well, it's like having pets. They have to be fed first thing in the morning. I don't know if you... they have to be fed first thing in the morning. There are certain things you've got to do and you've got to, shape yourself for them. Because I think if I was on my own, I would have been sleeping a hell of a lot more.
I made a joke about this last week, but your comment, I couldn't give a toss, I haven't, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this to be obscene or anything. I'm saying it because I bet there are men and women that will identify with it. I haven't, and I've got to be quiet because my kids are upstairs and one of them may be asleep. I haven't masturbated since this started. I think I tried once and just went, I can't be bothered. And that would be, for a long time, that would be my kind of go-to if I was bored or if I couldn't sleep or if I wanted comfort, And I bet there are other people that are like, yeah. I mean, there's people have been suggesting that there'll be, in 9 months, a year's time, there'll be a huge increase in the number of babies. And actually, I wonder if there will be. I wonder if people have the I don't know what the word is, the horn, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I wonder if people have been feeling, sexually motivated, or they're just going to bed, turning the light off and lying there in the darkness.
I don't know. I think there's been a lot of emphasis on keeping everything sterile for the last 3-4 weeks, and I wonder whether that's taken the edge off things somewhat. Now wash your hands. Yeah. It's such a weird time. But I think there is something in this idea of, and Dougie touched on it, this sort of forced surrender. We have limited freedom now. Our lives have been, a large part of our lives has been taken out of our hands. And so you can either sit there and try and grab onto the bits that you do still have control over, and some people will be getting on with that and doing those things, or you could just wait for it to all be over. And I think a lot of us are on standby because that's the only way to stay sane.
I got to about 3 o'clock and I hadn't done anything. I just sat in the garden listening to the Tim Heidecker's podcast, Office Hours, and getting up and making cups of coffee. And at 3 o'clock I thought, I've got to do something. So I put a wash on. And that felt like a huge achievement. And then, because I'd slept so badly, I said to the boys, I'm just going to go upstairs for an hour. If you need anything, come and get me. But I just need to go and close my eyes for an hour. And I just lay on the bed and didn't really sleep. But this is another thing that's going on. Have you read about the dreams?
What? No, what?
Have you?
What? Should I be having dreams? Should I be having more better dreams?
Have you had? This doesn't. I did have a really vivid dream last night, but most of my dreams are quite vivid. The dream I had last night was that I was in this sort of, and I don't want everyone phoning in with your dreams because they're boring, but I was trying to find a tiny little kitten that belonged to James Whale that I'd lost, and it was tiny. It was like the size of a baby's fist, right? And I'd lost James Whale's the kitten, and I was looking around for it. But apparently, people are having really vivid dreams at the moment. But my dreams, I think, are always quite vivid. So it's hard for me to tell if there's anything different going on. Have your dreams changed at all?
No, I don't think so. Our sleeping pattern is so weird anyway.
Yeah.
That I often have those kind of dreams where I wake up generally in the afternoon, because obviously we've been working the night before. When school is on, I normally take my youngest to school and then get back in bed straight away. And I'll have, maybe 5 hours sleep then. And I have very sort of deep, vivid dreams and wake up not quite knowing what day it is, quite on a regular basis, really. So, but I don't know, maybe people are getting better quality sleep now that there's no... if you've not got children, if you've not got pressure to get up in the morning.
I don't think people are. I think people are having really fitful, restless...
anxious
sleep. Yeah, a lot of people wide awake in the middle of the night. Anyway, we'll talk more in a minute. I've got an ask about that. Nikki, we'll come to you in a second. 0344. Oh, my God, I'm eating brown air. One of the cats has just been... Oh, dear God. When we come back, Kath, you might have to say hello to Nikki, because I've got to clear up something in this room. 0344... This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yep, he's not there. You're listening to the Late Night Alternative. I'm Catherine Boyle. Iain Lee is on a mission. I'm sure he'll give you all the details of it in just a second. Nikki, are you there?
I am indeed. Hello. Good evening.
Hi, Nikki. Nice to speak to you.
I'm just phoning up because you were talking about this state of sort of being able to, not being able to do anything and feeling really sort of numbed out by what's going on in the world at the moment. Yeah. And I thought you might be interested in this gentleman called Peter Levine, who I found amazingly fascinating, and he's sort of helped me understand trauma much, much more. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous talking on the phone, but I think it's really interesting what he's written about. He just to sort of say who he is. He's got a PhD from the University of California at Berkeley, and studied psychology, and he's been working for about 30 years in the area of trauma. And he wrote an amazing book called Waking the Tiger, and it's a book about healing trauma. And if I can just read a bit out, and it will sort of explain at the beginning of the book. He talks about a situation. It's like if you can imagine, like David Attenborough on the plains, and you've got this natural history sort of film going on. But there's a herd of impala, and they're grazing, and he talks about it's all very calm, and then the wind shifts, carrying with it a new but familiar scent. The impala sense danger in the air and become instantly tensed to a hair trigger of alertness. They sniff, look, and listen carefully for a few moments. But when no threat appears, the animals return to their grazing, relaxed yet vigilant. Seizing the moment, a stalking cheetah leaps from its cover of dense shrubbery. As if it were one organism, the herd springs quickly toward a protective thicket at the wadi's edge. One young impala trips for a split second and then recovers, but it is too late. In a blur, the cheetah lunges towards its intended victim, and the chase is on at a blazing 60 to 70 miles an hour. At the moment of contact, or just before, the young impala falls to the ground, surrendering to its impending death. Yet, it may be uninjured. The stone-still animal is not pretending to be dead. It has instinctively entered an altered state of consciousness, shared by all mammals when death appears imminent. Many indigenous peoples view this phenomenon as a surrender of the spirit of the prey to the predator, which, in a manner of speaking, it is. Physiologists call this altered state the immobility or freezing response. It is one of the three primary responses available to reptiles and mammals when faced with an overwhelming threat. The other two, fight and flight, are much more familiar to most of us. Less is known about the immobility response. However, my work this gentleman, Peter Levine's work over the last 25 years has led him to believe that it is the single most important factor in uncovering the mystery of human trauma. So that's the beginning of this amazing book. And I could go on.
Yeah.
It's basically this in part. So he talks, if you see interviews with him, he talks about this scene, this film footage, and you see this, it freezes. So the cheetah thinks that it's got it, and then it's exhausted. So it's the cheetah sort of calming down from this massive chase, and this dead, it thinks, the impala is in front of it because it sort of poured it down, and it's exhausted and it's panting. And then before, as you're watching it, this impala gets up and legs it basically because it's still alive, but it's protected itself. This thing that's within us, all of us, humans, animals. We are animals, obviously, but we're in a state of trauma and shock at the moment because this is something that threatens us and to our core, and so that's basically possibly what Iain's feeling at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. It's really interesting. Yeah, I mean,
and he's got a fur ball in his mouth at the moment, probably. So he hasn't heard this.
He will have been listening.
What
do you think, Iain? It's a really interesting thing.
I think I'm going to go and kill a dog. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, well, don't do that.
I'm going to kill Lara. She's getting right on my nerves. I'm going to sleep on the sofa again. I know it. Yes, it sounds like it makes sense to me. It makes sense. Possibly what we are going through as a species.
Yeah,
I think, a species.
Yeah. And also, talking to dogs and the barking, I really feel for, all our animals are really sensing it. And I really feel for people that can't get out and buy food for their pets. What are they, all the things, and the RSPCA inspectors and, animal charities and all of that going on as well. And if anyone needs company or feels that they can, or go out and get yourself a rescue dog if you can, and if it's safe to do so, etc., etc. But it would be the best thing ever if some animals could be rehomed during this time, and to help people
bloody
through
dog
this
could be
time.
rehomed at this time. Nikki, thank you very much indeed. I'm joking. She's going home tomorrow, and I love Lara, but she's gonna get a boot up her jacks in a minute. Thank you very much indeed, Nikki. 0344499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very welcome. A little bit quiet on the phone tonight, but that's I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. We had very busy couple of nights recently, and this is strange. This has never happened like this in human history before. This is unique, what we are going through, and it is fascinating. I'm looking forward to be able to look back on it. I'm already imagining, the movies that are going to be made in 5-10 years' time about self-isolation, and people go, kids, was it really like that? Oh yeah, oh no, it was much worse than that. Oh, it was much worse than that. It's just it is a weird old time, and some, I don't know. It's been I tell you what was good, that we did the applause again tonight, and this time we went out in the back garden and did it. It was lovely because we saw Betty from next door. She was in her back garden, and I live there's a train track at the end of my garden, and on the other side of the train track there's like a mobile home place and some more houses and stuff, and it was brilliant. The boys came out with saucepans and wooden spoons and were bashing those. My youngest sat on my shoulders, and we were applauding and whistling, and there was fireworks. There was someone playing an accordion for somewhere. I don't know if that's the actual instrument of the NHS, but it was half good. I love that. It was you come away actually, and I'm an old cynic, and we forgot the first one, and I didn't really think the first one was going to be a thing, and then once I realised how big it was, I felt gutted that I missed it. And we just made last week's because I was busy trying to fix a sink, and I heard fireworks, and I went, oh boys, quick, let's go. And tonight we knew it was coming, and I was stood there ready. We're looking at the clock, waiting for it to turn to 8 o'clock, and there was a real feeling of joy afterwards, a real feeling of joy. And I guess it's because we're all so isolated. Maybe it was community, maybe it was for 2 minutes we were in control of a situation, I don't know what it was, but it was lovely.
Well, it's the most primal instinct of human beings. Well, one of the most primal instincts of human beings is to get out and make a noise, a big noise together. Alone you make a small noise, but together we sound so much bigger, and people have been doing that for millennia. So, I also think it's a really nice way to mark off the weeks. And, my street was very noisy today. And the great thing is when your street kind of stops and you're looking at each other, but you can hear other streets and other streets and other streets. I live in a more built up area than you do. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. I was looking over to where my elderly neighbour lives. He must be like 95, 96 now. And he sort of stood on his doorstep. I thought, God, what must he think? He's seen it all. Towards the end of his life, this is what he has to put up with. Flipping heck. But we're all looking out for him. I think he's probably fed up of receiving our text messages. I'm fine.
I think Betty's next door is annoyed with the amount of visitors she's getting. Tough. You're gonna keep getting them, Betty. We're keeping our eye on you, and that's nice.
When you realise you're the project.
Let's go to John. Good evening, John.
Hi, Ian. Hello, Kath. All right?
Yeah, we're all right, John. What you got for us?
Good. No, it's when you mention the word malaise, my ears always prick up with that word.
Oh, is that your nickname at school?
Yeah, that's my middle name. No, I've got an illness that the main part of it for me is malaise. I am constantly like you are at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've been like it for 10 years.
What is it? What you got?
I've got something called mixed connective tissue disease, which is an autoimmune disease. No one's ever heard of it. Even the expert went, what? When I
flip it.
No, he didn't. So malaise is really strange, and it's what you've been saying that for 3 or 4 weeks, I think, Ian, before this all blew up, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've also been really achy, haven't you? Didn't you say,
oh my God, I've been aching so much. My hips, it's my hips, my lower back and my thighs have been killing me.
Once we're through all this, mate, and we finally get to the end of Corona, I'll get a blood test done.
No.
Honest, no.
Am I pregnant?
You could be, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You could be.
Not again.
Have I got what you've got, John? And I will take your answer as a definitive diagnosis.
Not. The chance of you having what I've got is like 1 in 20 million. You won't have what I've got, but it's worth getting a blood test done. You could be lacking in something, but I think the malaise, a lot of people are feeling it at the moment, and it is down to not knowing what's going on.
I nearly said something really vulgar then. I nearly said, I'm lacking in pussy. But I didn't. And that makes me a really responsible, mature adult because I didn't say it. I'm lacking in. Wow. And I didn't say it. Catherine, I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
You nearly said it twice. Okay.
Yes, but I'm growing as a human being because I didn't say it. All right. Thank you, John.
Right. The next step is not mentioning it at all.
I'm lacking in boobies and naked ladies.
Oh my God.
John, please carry on. Ignore Catherine. She's got a right mard on tonight.
Yeah, she does seem a bit.
Doesn't it? I think it's.
Don't you two turn on me with your malaise.
I think I think Corona's getting to her, John. I think she's got the coronavirus fever, and that means she's not got coronavirus. She's just bored of it, and it's affecting her.
Yeah,
she's got coronavirus fever, which is in many ways is worse than coronavirus.
Yeah, I love being diagnosed by people. You got struck off. I don't know about your medical background, John.
I told you I've not been able to get struck off for about a month.
No, you haven't, have you, Ian? No. That also happens as well with malaise. You don't struck yourself off, if you get me meaning.
Yeah. We're laughing about it because we're British and that's what we do, but I do think it's a genuine phenomenon, being unable to have any interest. You know, I'm making myself shower every day. I'm making myself, and it's a real effort. So last night I slept in the clothes that I wore because I was with the dog and that. And today I could have easily wandered around in those clothes, and I made myself, even though it was painful, take them off, have a shower, put something fresh on, combed my hair, and sent a picture to Kath of my combed hair. I looked very, very smart. She laughed at it. But it's and then I just went and sat in the hammock for a day.
Once you've had your shower and that, you feel quite good for about half hour. You think, thank God
the
for
shower,
that. I've done it.
I have never come out of a shower feeling worse, ever. And but even knowing that, it's like, oh God, I've got to get in there and take my clothes off, and oh God. But I made the boys shower, and then because kids of 8 and 10, they don't want to clean. I made them shower, and then I thought, right, I'm going in, and I felt fresh and clean and a little bit human again. And
I ordered something off the internet, and it had to go back, and I've been looking at it for 2 weeks to put it back in the box, tape it up, put a return label on it, and then tell the courier it's ready for collecting. 2 weeks I've been looking at it.
John, you and me, we're the same person.
I felt great. 20 minutes, I felt great. I've actually done it. I can't believe I've done it.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
You and me, this guy is... This is me phoning in, Catherine. I phoned my own radio show. He's describing me. John?
Last time I spoke, mate, we had the Barry Manilow sort of sing-off. I don't know whether you remember that, when you was getting into Barry Manilow and playing.
I do remember that. I do remember that, and I'm trying to read a book about Barry Manilow, and I'm doing like 2 or 3. Saying that, actually, today I managed to read a couple of chapters, which was something, and they're only short. But before I was doing like a paragraph a day, and just thinking... That's not gone in. I don't remember what I've just read, but today I did a couple of chapters, but it's hard. But John, it's nice to talk to you, mate. Thank you. Take care of yourself. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Andre. Good evening, Andre.
Hiya, Ian. Hi, Kath.
Andre.
Hi, Andre.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm working my way through, trying to get through this corona. Yeah. I've got 2 bottles left.
Of Corona beer, yes.
I'm gradually getting through it.
Of Corona beer, yes.
Now, someone said hello. You know, I said not many people speak to me. Or someone said hello, but I think you thought I was someone else.
Okay, right. Well, that's a start, Andre. That's a start. Friends are just strangers that we haven't become friends with yet. Something.
I know. You did say hello, didn't you? And I said, I don't think I really know you, mate. I'm sorry. And I carried on walking, yeah? So
Oh, it's a terrible line, Andre. It's a terrible line, Andre. We have to say goodbye. Let's go to... let's go to the head of entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Nigel from Maidstone. Good evening, Nigel.
Oh, hi, guys.
Hey, Nigel, what you got for us?
Just wave myself, just before you spoke to me.
Gosh.
Just wave myself.
Wow.
I just weigh myself every day after cycling to see if I've lost any weight.
Right. And did you lose any weight?
No, not really. No, still 11 stone 12. About
there you go.
Just under 12 stone, that's all.
Yeah, that's a weight, definitely.
It's a good weight for my height, isn't it? 'Cause I'm only about 5'9" or 10.
Are you? I'd imagine you'd be taller than that. Isn't that funny?
No, I'm only about, say 5'9", then 5'9". Okay. Well, that's quite tall for some men, isn't it?
Not really, no, it's wee. No.
Anyway, so I'm 12 stone, yeah. But Jason Stratham's the same height, he's 5'10", that's all.
Well, hang on, you're 5'9", and Jason Stratham...
No, I'm 5'10", I'm 5'10", sorry, 5'10" with my shoes on. About 9.5, 9.5 without the shoes. So say 5'10" anyway. But Jason
so let's say you're taller than you actually are. And you're as tall as Jason Stratham.
No, Jason Stratham's only 5'10" and 12 stone, the same weight.
I think Jason Stratham is pronounced Stratham. Is taller than weighs more than 12 stone.
No, I looked him up on Googled him, and it said all the details. You know, when you Google these people, it said that he was about 12 stone and
he's
5'10".
78. He's 78 kilograms. What's that? 78 kilograms in
not
stone.
Very much.
Yeah, he's 12 stone. What?
Yeah. So even a big, but I mean, I'm quite muscly, but he's got the abs where he's got a slimmer waist and looks bigger on top. You know, you do, don't you? If you've got the abs.
He's 12 stone. Wow. Okay.
But I can't do sit-ups or squats because I've got a bad neck, so it would make me giddy. I get giddy for it. So I don't suppose he cycles 20 miles a day.
Are you saying you're tougher than Jason Stratham?
No, I do different exercises, don't I? Cycling's different than what they do. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
But they have
He's
to
more of a martial arts man.
Yeah.
But yes, he is. But they have to look big for the films anyway, because otherwise they wouldn't get the jobs, would they?
No.
Well, the camera makes them look bigger. You see.
And the camera makes them look taller sometimes as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have you heard from Rainbow George at all recently?
No.
No. Oh, see, I heard you talking about Barry Manilow. I want to wish Christian Stewart happy birthday today before it ends at 12 o'clock.
Who's he?
Christian Stewart, the actress, you know, who's 30 today.
Okay.
The one in Twilight, my friend on Facebook, Twilight Girl. And I could sing a happy birthday if you want me to, but I don't need to, do I?
No, you don't need to. My God, no.
But she's heard that anyway. So I put a message on the page, fan page, so that all the fans might be listening to your show. About 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully someone might have seen that message and be listening to the show. You might get more viewers.
Maybe. You never know.
She doesn't look 30 though, does she? If you think about it, she's ever so sort of.
We're getting so many stats about Hollywood stars tonight. This is. Are you sure you shouldn't have phoned in Dan Wooten?
Anyway, so are you a big fan of Barry Manilow then, Ian?
Yes, I am. I like Barry Manilow.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan because I've always sung his songs on holiday, you know, for the talent shows and that. Which I won. Yeah. I write the songs as my best song, what I did for him. His number.
Okay, you did it. Okay, all right, Nigel. Well, listen, thank you so much for the stats. I really enjoyed that. We know a lot about you, about Jason Stratham, and about Christian Stewart.
Well, I write the songs in chorus.
Sorry?
Can I do a chorus if I write the songs quickly?
I don't know if you remember. We said we wanted really up tempo songs.
You mentioned it.
Oh, go on then. Give us a chorus of I Write the Songs. Go on.
Yeah, I'll go into I Write the Songs instead of the first bit, and you know, I know what to do anyway. So just do a short cut down version of it. Okay, cut down version. Take 2, take 3, take 4.
1 potato, right, 2 potato. Go. Yes.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing. I write the songs of love, special things, boom, boom. I write the songs that make the young girls cry. I write the songs. Now music makes you dance, and it gives your spirit a chance to write some rock and roll so you can move. Music fills your heart, well, it's a real fine place to start. It's from me, it's to you, it's from you, it's to me. I symphony.
If only Nigel stood in the part of his house where we could hear him.
He's obviously boogieing.
Yep. You still there, Nigel?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yes, okay. We lost you for a second, but thank you so much. We got the first bit. Nigel, take care of yourself, mate, won't you?
Take care, Ian. Yeah, I've got a food pasta, by the way.
Beautiful. Well done. I'm pleased for you. Take care of yourself, and we'll speak soon. All right, Nigel? Okay. Thank you, mate. Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. Bill, stay there. You're coming up next. This is the Late Night Alternative. Weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Let's go to Bill. Good evening, Bill.
Yeah, good evening, Ian. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you, mate. What have you got for us?
Just ringing up, really. You said that you don't mind people ringing you up if they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, struggling, obviously, like most people with the lockdown, the isolation, my alcoholism, and also my stress levels are high, so that increases my OCD tendencies. My OCD's out of control at the minute.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I'm up at the minute. I've got my marigolds on. I'm just bleaching the bathroom floor. I mean, it's midnight and it's not normal.
Come and do my bathroom floor, please. I haven't cleaned the bathroom for ages. The kitchen is spotless, but the bathroom, I just can't be bothered. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, well, up until 2 weeks ago, Ian, I had never or not to clean my flat for a full year because that's an alcoholic's lifestyle. The alcohol comes first. Over the past 2 weeks, every day I've done a bit, and I've absolutely blitzed it now, and it's absolutely immaculate. But that's my OCD again kicking in.
Yeah.
But imagine going for a full year and not hoovering, not cleaning, not wiping, not disinfecting, not cleaning the toilet, not cleaning the shower, not cleaning the kitchen. It's not good.
Well, that's Kath's house you've just described there, and that's a real shame.
It certainly is.
Yeah. Sorry, Ian, I interrupted you there, but I did.
No. It's just it's tough, isn't it? And when you have pre-existing mental health conditions, it does make it tougher. Someone I know was out. Someone I know was reporting today and was outside the hospital that Boris Johnson was in, and they told me that they saw someone get arrested. It was an old guy, and the police arrested him because he was out and he didn't have a good. They said, "What are you doing out?" And he said, "Oh, I've got the cure for coronavirus." And the cure was, what was his cure? Oh, it was drinking 4 pints of Lucozade, I think was his cure. Now, the guy was obviously. He was obviously unwell, mentally unwell. He had issues, and the police kept saying, "Right, you're going to have to go home. You're going to have to go home. Right, I'm going to count to 3." They gave him so many opportunities, and they said, "If we're going to count to 3, and if you don't go home, then we're going to have to arrest you." And I think they ended up arresting him. I'm not totally sure, but I'm not saying you're like this guy, Bill, but I'm just saying that there are people who. Most people who are mentally well, shall we say, are struggling with this. So people that have got other mental health conditions like OCD, like alcoholism, if you want to include that, like whatever this gentleman was struggling with. What is there for them? It's an even more confusing and frustrating time.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean, Bill?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Ian. Even people that are, in quotes, normally well, in other words, they're not suffering from mental health because of the situation at the moment.
Yeah.
It's having the opposite or negative effect. I did get some good news this morning from my alcohol services that in the next month to 6 weeks, they are putting me into detox for 2 weeks.
There you go. Good.
So then I can get myself detoxed, get away from the alcohol, buy myself a bike and try and get some get my life back in if I can.
You can get your life back. You can turn it around. I mean, 6 weeks. You know, who knows where we're going to be as a nation, as a world in 6 weeks. But you can get your life back, Bill. You can turn it around. I'm proof of that. You know, the amount of booze I was drinking and cocaine I was shoving up my nose, and look at me now. I'm an award-winning radio host. So you know, if I can do it, mate, you can.
Yeah, well, you're an example to us all, and it's nice for you to be able to speak about it on the airwaves, and all the thousands of people that listen in to you can get something out of what you're saying.
Take care, Bill. You got this, and I look forward to you give us a call anytime you want, my friend, all right?
Cheers, Ian.
Thank you, mate. Good luck with that bathroom. 0344 499 1000. Again, it's another, you know, as someone who is relatively okay mentally at the moment, things are kind of in control. I'm finding this... Now that the fear has gone, the fear was the thing, and I was consumed with fear. I'm finding it fascinating, and I'm really curious as to what... This is going to go on for years, right? And I don't necessarily mean the coronavirus, although I suspect it may be hanging around for a while. But I just mean the after effects of it, the effects of being cooped up for ages, the effects of, on alcoholics and drug addicts who haven't been able to get to meetings, the effects on people on people who are who have been, a month ago were mentally very stable. Are they going to be stable in 6 months? I think there's going to be a huge mental health explosion for years after, maybe even for decades after this.
Yeah, and then you think about people who have been living with, domestic violence, or children who are being abused. It's awful, being trapped together with someone who you've managed to, I don't know, in some way find an escape from at least part of the day.
20% increase in calls. There's going to be
a lot of messed up people afterwards.
20% increase, I think, in calls to a domestic violence helpline charity thing in the past few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, and I heard about the new way of telling a 999 operator that you need help without having to actually say something, and that's 999. You hit 999 and then you hit 55, and apparently is that
true? That's not an urban myth. That's a real thing, is it?
So BBC News reported it.
Brilliant. Okay, good, because I'd heard that and I thought, that sounds like one of them made up things. But if you're saying that's genuine, then so what is it? You dial 999 and then do what?
Well, here's the thing. Let me read you the whole thing from the
please
from
do.
BBC News. A campaign has been launched to raise awareness of how to call 999 when you're too frightened to speak out loud. This is from the BBC News website. The Independent Office for Police Conduct Watchdog warns that it is not true that a silent 999 call alone will automatically bring help. Around 5,000 of the 20,000 silent calls made daily are put through to an automated system. Callers are then led through a series of prompts and asked to press 55 to confirm there's a genuine emergency. Now, this system's been in operation since 2002, but police say many callers don't understand or use it correctly. It's called Silent Solution. It filters out thousands of accidental or hoax silent 999 calls made daily, but it could also lead to genuine calls being terminated if the callers don't respond to the prompts. So the Independent Office for Police Conduct's campaign is being supported by the family of Kerry Power, who was 36 and killed by an ex-partner in Plymouth in December 2013. She'd made a call, 999, but didn't respond to the operator and so was transferred to this thing, Silent Solution. So 55 is what you need to hit after hitting 999 if you want if you want to be put through as an emergency call. I'd never heard that before. Had you?
No, I hadn't heard that. I heard that I think yesterday or today, because there's been a lot of talk about that, but I hadn't. I hadn't heard that before. 0344 499 1000. The coronavirus pandemic, says this news story, has put many countries on lockdown. You don't say. Tell me something I don't know. Jeez. With people staying home in attempt. Oh my God, the grammar is awful. With people staying home in attempt to limit the spread of COVID-19. This means many people are stuck inside with their significant other all day. Sorry, this I've realised probably reading this straight after I was talking about domestic abuse is probably not the smoothest link, so I apologise. This isn't about domestic abuse. This is about kind of the opposite, I guess. Every day for the next few weeks. Some people are taking this in their stride. Others have been looking for ways to keep the spark alive in their relationship during this uncertain time. And it seems because of this, an hilarious new TikTok challenge has been born. Known as the Naked Challenge, it essentially sees people surprising their partner by walking around in their birthday suit while they are distracted working from home or playing video games. I'm in. The person who is stripped off then films the reaction. You're so lucky you're not working here, Kath, because I would do this during the news. Yeah, I would take the risk of a lawsuit and HR being investigating me. I would take that risk for the laugh.
I'm not entirely sure you'd like my reaction.
Well, there's the laugh. The person who is stripped off then films the reaction of the one they are surprising, usually with priceless results. A number of the videos have gone viral. Please stop using that word. And even a few celebs have jumped on the craze. Made in Chelsea's Jamie Liang, I don't know who that is.
Jamie Lang?
Well, it's spelled Liang, so it's Liang.
Yeah, I know. He's the McVitie's heir, isn't he?
No, that would be Jamie McVitie. Recently, wasn't there a murderer called... Oh, I'm thinking of Hamratty. But I don't even know if Hamratty was a murderer. Anyway.
Jack the Hat McVitie you're thinking of, the one that was killed by the craze.
Too many. Once when for the I'm waiting for this episode to come up on the 11 o'clock shows I'm rewatching. We're doing Vox Pops out in the street, and you just grab people. And to start with, we'd just grab everyone that walked past. And by the end, we got really good at going, no, not him, not her, her. She looks like one. Vox face. And one day we were doing it, and we saw this guy come in, and I said to my director, we can't do him, can we? And he went, do it. I said, no, I can't do him. Do it. I went, all right. And so we did it. And we interviewed this guy. And I knew exactly who he was. And we did it. And we took the mickey out of him. And afterwards he said, I like you. I like your show. I've seen your show. I like you. Do you know who I am? And I went, yeah, you're Mad Frankie Fraser, aren't you? Mm. And he said, yeah, I am. And I tell you what, I like you a lot. If you need anything, and I mean anything, you give us a call and I'll make sure it gets sorted out for you. So I got him to murder someone for me that I didn't like.
Gosh.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
Wow.
But I did, and we had a lot of people. I can't remember what we did, but I think we gently, in the way that we always did with Vox Poppers, we gently took the piss out of him, and could have been done in for it.
He gently extracted your teeth with pliers.
Yeah.
We interviewed him once when I was studying to become a journalist, because I did a crime specialism, and he came in and he loved telling stories. I mean, it was all totally trying to glamorise what went on and stuff. And he was a very charming, dapper, elderly man who looked, tiny, the face of someone who you would get from central casting to play, an East End gangster. Very striking features. Tiny man. And afterwards you had to remember that he'd done some terrible things, because he was very likeable. But he's talking all that sort of code stuff. We only ever did bad uns and all that sort of stuff, and we would look out for the good people. And
well, that was it, wasn't it?
A character.
Let's finish that story in a minute about the walking in naked. I want to go to Iain first. Good evening, Iain.
Oh, hi there. You're okay. Thanks for taking my call. Iain and Kathy, isn't it? I actually just wanted to ring in, just to sort of talk about a caller you had last night. I think he's probably a regular, Dean, who lost his daughter Emma. Yeah, but basically, I was going to ring in last night, but it got a bit late, so I ended up. I was just thinking about it all day, and I don't know why. Wow. It just really. I've myself got an adult daughter, and I've got a son as well, and it really just struck a chord with me. The whole because I know he was just sobbing his heart out down the phone, and I was just thinking about it all day, and I just wanted to say that that how can I put it? I was just imagining if it was my daughter, you know, no parent should have to bury their child. You know what I mean? And they're always your babies. Don't matter how old they are. That's there. So I just wanted to let him know, because he's probably listening, that I was thinking about him today, and I'm sure lots of other people.
Can I ask what it was why you were thinking about him all day? What was it?
Well, he said he'd worked for a company called Medisense for about 35 years, I think. Right. A long time. And I myself am type 1 diabetic, and I use the Medisense testers for my blood. I've moved on to a different one now, but so I've been diabetic since I was 27. But, so that's why. But no, it was no other reason than it really sort of touched me, really. So I just wanted to let him know that there's people out. You know, I'm sure he knows that anyway. He must know that.
Yeah.
You know,
nice one, Ian.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you, mate. You take care of yourself. 0344 499 1000. Interesting. Dean's 2 calls last night were, but both two sides of a coin. And Dean sent me a very nice message, Catherine. He sent it to both of us, but he sent it to me on Facebook, just apologising again. And I went on his Facebook page, and I saw some very nice pictures of Emma on there. And so Dean, the slate is clean with us, and I look forward to your next call. We'll get back to that story in a bit, and more of your calls if you want. 0344 499 1000. We were talking about best war songs. We can carry on doing that. Walking in on your partner naked. Lethargy, weird and vivid dreams that you've been having over the past few weeks. Anything goes, really. If you're waiting for the question or the hook, there isn't really one there. 0344 499 1000. Ian and Catherine, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Handle to our love. In love, our problems disappear. But all in all, we soon discover that one and one is all we long to hear. All around the world, little children being born to the world. Got to give them all we can till the war is won. Then will the work be done? Help them to learn songs of joy instead of burn, baby, burn. Let us show them how to play the pipes of peace. Play the pipes of peace. Help me to learn songs of joy instead of burn, baby, burn. Won't you show me how to play the pipes of peace? Play the pipes of peace. What do you say? Will the human race be run in a day? Or will someone save this planet we're playing on? Is it the only one? What are we gonna do?
first call of the last hour is Barry from Watford. Good evening, Barry.
Oh, good evening. What a lovely song that is.
Beautiful,
I forgot how
isn't it?
lovely that is.
Beautiful. And it's a lovely message of peace, shut up, peace and love. I'm talking. It's a lovely message. I know. Well, let me. You don't know what I'm saying. I might say it's a lovely song about how you should kill old people called Barry, and you're there going, yes, cheese, yes, let me finish the thing. It's a lovely song about peace and love and how we should all get on and how we're all just one people, even though, some people are scumbags, but we're all one people on the world. And I thought it was quite fitting with the fact that the coronavirus, he's talking about war, but he could be talking about disease as well, Barry.
Can I speak now?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to concur with, that we should all love one another and be peaceful with each other and try not to interrupt each other when someone's phoned up. Being friendly, we should all be lovely and friendly with each other instead of aggressive and cutting people off when they're trying to agree that we should all be with each other and less curt with each other.
Do you think everyone should be more loving to each other then, yeah?
I do, very much so.
What about when Margaret shacked up with that bloke from the Halifax?
No, Prakash, no, that was out of order. I caught them, they were in the Wimpy bar and she'd had a bite of his king size and he was licking her brown derby. And I just said, no, sorry, that's not on. I withdrew everything from the Halifax. The buildings. I'm not saying which one it was. The point is this, Ian.
Yes.
I wanted to
You gave her extra.
Talking of... oh, come on. He gave her his Northern Rock. That was the problem. Anyway. And...
Do you watch the programme, Barry? Dinner Date. What's it called, Catherine? The one with the French fella on it. First Dates.
First Dates.
Isn't he good?
He's so good. I don't really know what he does, but he's good. But there was one episode recently where it was an older woman, and she said, I think that they always say, "What's your type?" And she said Idris Elba. Right. And then you'll never guess who walked in as her date. You'll never have a guess. You'll never guess.
An elderly man who looked like Idris Elba.
Howard from the Halifax ads.
That geezer would go on anything, won't he?
He didn't go on her.
No, she wouldn't have it.
No.
We withdraw with interest. Anyway, the thing is, what I wanted to say was this. We're talking of songs and war songs.
Yes.
What was the greatest war song?
Is it Camouflage? Is that what's a war song, isn't it?
Oh,
Camouflage.
Nothing's ever quite the way they seem.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, Camouflage. Gonna get Prakash and kick him in the...
If you were to release a version of Camouflage and the money went to the NHS, I would... buy, and it didn't cost more than 79 pence, I would buy you singing Camouflage. I can't think of anything I'd rather hear right now.
He was an awfully big Marine, and what I wanted to... Not that. What I wanted to... we had some lovely songs.
I'm really surprised that you know Camouflage. Okay, carry on, yes.
Hitler's only got one up. Hitler, kick him in the butt. Goebbels, he tested too. Goebbels, take that, you German fool. Himmler, he's flipping Himmler, what a stupid git. And that was how it went, really. It was ingenious. And I've got a feeling Vera Lynn recorded it at one stage.
I can't imagine Vera Lynn singing Himmler, what a flipping tit. But if you say it happened...
Himmler, what a flipping tit. That's she sang it in her inimitable way. Get the spirits up. Oh, Martin Borman, he's a flipping salt by Eva Brown. Oh, she can flipping talk. And the thing, it kept the spirits up in them days,
Well, of course, you didn't have television in the war, I don't think. So no, didn't have any bananas. So songs really were the way of keeping. Again, we're doing the thing where I talk and you interrupt. Let me finish, and then you get more time than almost any other caller, unless they want to.
Caller, that's why.
It says who?
Himmler.
No.
Tits. Himmler, nasty little. Now, the point is, shouldn't we have a song that's an anti-coronavirus to unite us all?
Yeah, we've got one, mate.
Well, what is it?
Do you not listen to the show, or you just wait for your bits? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just.
Go on.
Let me just close Paul McCartney. Hang on a second. Here we go. Have a little listen to this.
Coronavirus. We don't want it anymore. It's the coronavirus. Take it away. It's the coronavirus. Go away.
Yeah, I have heard that. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't.
We've also got. Oh, hang on. We've also got this.
It's the coronavirus, the coronavirus. You mustn't go outside now. It's the coronavirus, the coronavirus. You must stay indoors now.
We got loads of songs.
Corona, nasty little tit. Corona. It's not as good, but it's
but you're just doing Vera Lynn's song. And just changing it to Corona.
Corona, yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd forgotten all about that one, you're quite right.
I mean, if you could come up with a better one that isn't just the Himmler tit song.
Yeah, refrain, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can come up
with it. Listen, okay, do you want to do it now, or are you going to come back? Are we waiting for you to come up with it?
Shall we try one now? Can you start me off? Maybe we could both give it a go.
I can't get Nigel's tune out of my head. That's the problem. Okay. Remember when we were put in lockdown, we couldn't go out to the seedy side of town. We had to stay in making love all day. Coronavirus, won't you please go away?
I sometimes went out in my garden. If I was with Margaret, she was nude, I had it.
Okay, all right, okay.
Oh.
Okay, I think we're probably.
I was going to say a bacon lardon. I was going to say bacon lardon because that's what she cooks. I wasn't saying anything else.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to.
No. All right.
I think we'll say good night, Barry.
Okay. Good night. Oh, sorry about that. Keep happy, everyone. The night. Oh dear, Margaret. No.
There we go. That was disappointing. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yeah, that's the dog just woken up. Thanks, Barry. Just woken the dog up. That's me sleeping on the sofa again.
She could sense his old bones.
Dear. Oh. 10 to 1 at night, is it?
I'm guessing.
Oh, I thought it was the date. I thought it was the day. It's the night.
I don't know, it might be. But I know that I'm not doing that.
We're not doing any best-ofs anymore?
No, not for the foreseeable.
No best-ofs I'll show for Saturday nights. They're getting something that will almost definitely be shite. 0344... I don't know what they're doing. I have absolutely no idea. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to line 2. Line 2, you're live on Talk Radio.
Is it called Strength to Air?
I've taken you straight to air. Could you speak into the phone, please, caller?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello? Can you speak into the phone if you're there, please?
Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello? Line 2.
Babcock.
I heard a click, which means there's someone there.
No.
Maybe they're nervous. Hello?
I'm not nervous.
I'm full of you hear me?
I'm full of spunks.
Hello, caller. Can
nervous.
You hear me?
Me?
Hello, line 2.
Ian Lee smells of poo.
I can hear someone there. I can hear someone there, Cal. I can hear, like, the line is connected. But can you hear something? Is my line gone down here?
Yeah, it's not just like a deadline, is it? There's something, but...
Kathleen Boyle solicits. No.
Hello, line 2. Can you hear me?
Hello. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Let me just see if I... if I go over here and press this.
In the kitchen? What? It's David Babcock. It's David Babcock.
Amy, have you put up the fader for line 2 properly? I can see it's up, but I can't quite hear something. Is everything all right your end?
Yes, it's up to the top.
It's up to the top.
Just check my Wi-Fi box. It seems to be working.
Yeah, I'll take your Wi-Fi box.
I mean, it could be. We had this happen before. It could be just that the person who's on the line is such a massive knob that we can't hear them because they're so dull and stupid. I mean, that's a possibility.
What, like the dim bulbs that we sometimes talk about?
Oh, I know. We've had this before. Hang on a second. Amy, could you flick off the David Babcock filter, please? I bet it's him. Could you flick him off?
Yes, I've just turned it off now.
Thank you very much. Hello, line 2, are you there?
Oh, I wondered what was going on there.
Yeah, it's David Babcock doing a stupid voice. I thought so. Good evening, David. What do you want?
No, but you know what I mean. I was listening to the radio on my little cassette player.
Okay, and what do you want?
Coronavirus, we don't want you anymore.
Have you been drinking?
I've not been drinking. I've been eating chocolates that are about 2 years out of date, and I was just wondering...
Okay, can you put the attitude to one side? Because we've got Maxine waiting, and I bet she's a delightful call. What do you want?
I'm getting a bit lonely with all this coronavirus stuff and isolation, and...
You told me you were thriving on it.
Yeah, for about a day, and now I'm bored, and I just sat on my sofa, and I'm thinking...
Can't you try and summon up some spirits from your house?
The spirits can only help so far. I mean, I would love a cuddle, perhaps, and you can't hug a ghost. Well, you can, but you just go straight through
Succubus.
it. Steady on, Kathleen. Your mouth has been worse than a potty tonight.
How dare you? That's a technical term for a sexy ghost.
Could you not get Anne Boleyn to enter you and give you an internal cuddle?
Why Anne Boleyn? She hasn't got an head, has she?
Well, okay. The first ghost that came to mind, Mother Teresa. She's tiny.
Oh no.
Well, she was a granny. I'm not really into that.
Okay, I mean, it's not supposed to be sexual. It's just meant to be comforting.
You said go into me.
Yeah, give you an internal cuddle. Well, you're being very I'm giving you solutions, and you're just batting them away. What's going on, David? Let me do my serious voice. What's going on, my friend?
I just... all you hear is negativity about this bloody damn virus.
Okay, you want to present the positive side of COVID-19. Away you go.
No, I'm saying it's starting to get to old babbers.
Oh.
I
cried a single tear into my cornflakes not half an hour ago.
Okay, well, you shouldn't have cornflakes just before you go to bed. That's very unhealthy, but okay.
You're right there. It gives me awful wind.
Is this why you've been a knob on Twitch and you've started a war against me?
I just want you to reach out your long limb of freedom and allow me to climb on top of it and give it a good cuddle.
Okay. All you need to do is apologise for the way you have spoken to me on Twitch and spoken to my followers, and I'll consider forgiving you.
Not even hearing old Babcock in distress is enough to make...
No, I like it. It makes me horny, actually. It gives me pleasure. I get aroused hearing old Babcock in distress. It works for me.
Kathleen?
Oh, I think it's terrible business.
Oh.
Come here, Babbers. Come here.
Don't touch him.
I'm going to give you.
You know where he's been.
I'm giving you a ghost hug. He likes them. I'm going to give you a ghost hug. Are you ready? You can't see them, but you know they're there. Ready? Here it comes.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. Oh, that'll do it.
Oh, go away. Go away. You're a horrible, dirty man. Go away. Thank you. Goodbye. Waste of our lives that was. Let's go to Maxine. Good evening, Maxine. This will be good.
Good evening. How are you?
Very well, Maxine. Disgusted. We're going to have to wipe myself down with the last of my disinfectant wipes after that call. It was horrendous. Apart from that, I'm fine.
Oh, lovely. And thank you very much for taking my call. I've been pondering over something all evening. I spoke to my daughter today, and she's a pediatric surgeon, and she was saying to me that she'd really love to get some scrubs, but with Disney characters on. So I've been on Facebook today, and somebody's offered to make some for her so that I can send her some. But we need to get hold of the material. Now, I was just wondering if you could ask your listeners if anybody knows of where we can get Disney material from, because she works in paediatrics, for me to get some scrubs made for her.
I'm assuming you've Googled it. Have you done that? Has anything come up?
No, nothing's come up.
Yes.
I mean, with everything being locked down at the minute, I just wondered if anybody had got anything in their warehouse. I'm quite happy to buy the material and get them made for her. But she just wanted to brighten the children's day as they come into hospital and. Yeah,
of course. No, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. Well, if any, I mean,
sorry.
Go on.
You said all the scrubs are all sort of boring colours.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd give it a shot. I've been sat in bed thinking about it, and I wanted to do something nice for her, with her being so busy at the moment. So I just thought I'd try and throw it out there just in case.
Well, I don't know if you've listened to our show before, Maxine. I will let you into a secret. Nearly all of our listeners are idiots. But that doesn't mean, does it, Catherine? That doesn't mean they might. You never know. There's probably one of them has got a whole roll of Disney material under their bed for some weird purpose. Isn't that right, Catherine?
You never know. I've just looked. Oh, actually, I found a website here, myfabrics.co.uk. They've got loads of Disney material. Some of it's quite pricey, though. Myfabrics.co.uk.
Let's have a little look.
They've got Little Mermaid, they've got Frozen, they've got Mickey, they've got all sorts.
Now, if this is official, then this is going to be expensive. We want hooky, like they do in Greece. Have you noticed that, Maxine? When you go to Greece or Spain, they'll have fairgrounds and things that've got all the Disney characters on there, and you think, well, that's not licensed. There's no way they've done that. They've paid for that. Where are you seeing the Disney stuff on there?
There's
Kath, because I can't see it.
Well, if you just hang on, I'll tell you. Myfabrics.co.uk.
Yeah, I'm there.
And then it's /Disney.
All right, let's have a little slash.
And I found another website that's really good.
Disney. No, that doesn't work, Catherine.
Well,
that
all right,
URL is invalid.
I can tweet the link if you prefer.
Could you
I'm looking at it.
Just all right. Well, just do it then, please, so I can see it. For crying out loud!
Right. Flipping heck, mate. Honestly,
What is
I
your
just Googled
problem?
it.
I'm trying to help Maxine and her daughter, who are heroes, both of them. I'm being told Etsy is the place to go as well. Let's have a little look in Etsy. It's the coronavirus.
There's another one called Lovely Jubbly Fabrics.
Oh, I don't want the websites. I want the links. Sorry, Maxine, you've come at a very tense time in our relationship, if I'm completely honest.
It's just unusual.
But I am determined.
Can I just say that I do listen to you every single night when I go to bed, because obviously, like everybody else in the country, it's a difficult time to sleep.
Isn't it? Well, you're very kind. Thank you. We're going to try harder to be more entertaining. Just waiting for Catherine to retweet that link like she said she was going to do.
Oh, you said send it to you, so I've sent it to you.
No,
as an
I didn't.
email.
Well, the emails will take ages. Here we go. Right. Okay. Oh, Kath, for God's... Listen. Right, let's have a look. myfabrics.co.uk. Let's have a little look. Oh, they've got some nice ones here. Well, they've got Frozen. They've got French. That's boring. They've got Minnie Mouse. Now, it's £12 a metre. How many metres do you need for this?
I haven't got a clue. I'm not a dressmaker at all.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, what is it? What are you saying, Kath? Disney's Minnie and Daisy. Let me have a little look.
What would I?
What? Give me some measurements. Give me some measurements here. This is what I want. Is measurements. That's what we need.
I'm looking up a Scrubs pattern.
Scrubs. You stay there, Maxine. You stay there.
Okay, thank you so much for your help.
No, we're going to help. No, we're going to help. Listen, we got nothing else to do. We might as well help you. What's your daughter's name?
Her name's Christy Smith.
Hey, Christy Smith.
She lives in London, just outside of Kent, but she started a new job in Wales in January, so she's actually stuck in Wales and she can't get home.
Blimey. God.
And her partner works in one of the big hospitals in London as well, so she's missing him terribly.
Yeah, I bet she is. So, and there's she's an actual hero doing what she's doing. So
I just wanted to try and do something really nice for her.
Oh, you are doing something very nice for her, and we're gonna find exactly what you need. Kath, how much material do we need?
I'm just looking here. Hang
on. You're not in a rush, are you, Maxine?
No, I'm fine. I'm wide awake.
Good. All right, good. Stay there.
I'm guessing. I can't see on there how wide that fabric is that you would buy. But, it's a fairly simple pattern, right, Scrubs? So she can't be more than 2 metres tall.
Right.
Can't she? I'm thinking 4 metres. I wouldn't think. So I'm thinking probably 4 metres would be more than enough. You might even get a head scarf thing out of that as well.
A bandana.
Right.
But that's a guess.
All right. Okay,
yeah.
So let's have a little look at one. My Fabrics, I think, is the place. So we've got, let me know if any of these grab your fancy, Maxine. We've got Frozen. We got a nice pink Minnie Mouse, but then that might be alienating for some of the boys, because even though, we don't see that. But,
because that'd be gender neutral, wouldn't it?
Gender neutral. Well, we've got a nice one of Mickey Mouse playing football. We've got Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's gender neutral. We got cars. I think that's your lot
actually,
from
there's
there.
places where you can buy Disney Scrubs.
No, shut up. Where? Whoa. Hang on a second. Where? What have you got?
Finding here? Hang on. Let me just double check.
You said it now, Catherine, and if it's not true, you have to make it.
I know it is. I just want to. Oh, it's in America. Hang on. Let me keep looking.
Hang on, mate.
UK.
You can order it from America.
I know it might take a while though.
Okay, well we're not going anywhere.
I'm in Lincolnshire, by the way.
Okay, I think they deliver from America to Lincolnshire.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Hang on a minute. Well, there's some on Amazon. Let's have a look. Amazon.co.uk. Ah, dear Disney Scrubs. Oh, gosh. Well, I say, that is not an official nurse's uniform that's popped up there. Let me just say. That is outrageous. That is outrageous. My goodness gracious me. That looks most unhygienic. Let's have a look here. Okay. Oh, my team view is closed as well. Hang on a second. What have you found, Kath?
I'm still looking.
All right. Maybe material is just the way to go then.
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't know how much to get without knowing.
Well, 4 meters. 4 meters would be plenty, right?
I would think.
About 4 meters.
Okay. Well, so we need to find. Yeah, I think yes. Well, I'm
talking to the person who's going to have to make them. So.
No, she's not. Maxine's not making them. She knows someone that's going to make them.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maxine is the conduit here. There's a nice. Well, what do you reckon? There's a nice Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find one that's kind of gender neutral, and it's, as often with these things, it's either pink fairies or it's kind of blue cars. Winnie the Pooh seems to be Winnie the Pooh or Frozen seem to be the most general gender neutral. Which of those do you reckon?
Probably Winnie the Pooh. There's not a Jungle Book or anything, is there?
No, there isn't a Jungle Book. I think. Let me just go. Just quick look. Everyone, stay calm. Jungle Book, Disney material. Oh, hang on. Etsy. Here we go. Cotton fabric, is that material?
Yeah.
Cotton fabric is material.
Yeah.
Okay, but these come in like 1 meter sections.
Yeah.
You're not going to.
If you ask for 4 meters, they'll give you a long piece.
I don't think they will. Size.
Well, these ones.
No, but I'm looking at these Jungle Book ones in Etsy. 1 meter, right. Quantity 4. So that wouldn't work because that would come. That wouldn't work. Jungle Book fabric Etsy. Let's have a little look. Amy, do let me know if we get any other callers because my team viewer is closed and I'm not really in any great rush to do it. No, right, here we go. I think the Jungle Book is. I think what's this? Winnie the Pooh. I think Winnie the Pooh is the way forward.
Right.
So let me have a little look at that. I don't understand how this works. £12.45 a metre. Oh, you enter the amount in the next step. Right. So we want 4 metres. Right. 4 metres. Okay. Then we go there. Okay. Do you want me to buy it for you?
No. I'll go online and buy it tomorrow.
No. Let me do this as a gift. Let me do this as a gift to your daughter.
Are you sure? Kind of you.
This is my gift to you and to you.
Hang on a minute.
My gift to you.
Before you buy it, Ian. Fabric quantities. Thank you very much to Krista who sent me on Twitter a thing with approximate quantities for how much you'll make. Small, medium, large. You'll need 4.5 meters for small or medium, or 5 meters for large.
We go up to 5 meters then. We go up to 5 meters. Where do you want this sent to, Maxine? Don't give me the address, but are we sending this to you?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
What I am going to do, I'm going to pass you back to Amy. You are going to give Amy your address, and then she is going to WhatsApp it to me either now or after the show. And when she's WhatsApped it to me, I'm going to put in an order for 5 meters of Winnie the Pooh fabric. and you'll get that whenever they pull their finger out and decide to send it over. And that is our gift to you for being lovely, and to your daughter for being miles away from home and doing a brilliant job and thinking about the kids and stuff. So, yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you, Ian and Kath. That is so kind of you, and she will really greatly appreciate it. And as soon as the scrubs are made up, I'll make sure that she takes a photograph.
We want a picture.
And we'll send you a picture.
You're a good woman, Maxine, and your daughter is a good woman as well. And send her our love. But stay on the line, speak to Amy, give her the address, and I'll get that order done before the end of the show or just after the show. Okay, thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's take a quick break. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Last 20 minutes of the show. It's Thursday night, Friday morning. I've got no real grasp of the days at the moment, Catherine. It's, as I'm sure most people are, it's all over the shop, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think if it wasn't for the children, who are very good at remembering what day it is, I'd be completely lost.
The children. I can't wait until they go home. I can't wait until they go home. I love it. I just am where I'm not doing a great job with them. I'm letting them play way too much Fortnite, and I'm cooking for them. And I actually ordered Domino's today because I forgot to take the meat out of the freezer for the cottage pie I was going to make. Yes. So we got Domino's instead. But I'm aware I'm not really pulling my weight as much as I could. So, and I think it's fatigue. It's fatigue. But there you go. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Just while I send this off to Maxine, have you got anything there, Catherine? I shall be listening, but I can just complete this little order as well at the same time while we're doing this.
Well, here's a nice thing. I've spoken to you about this privately. Did we speak about this on air? I'm going to tell you anyway again. This mum's had this brilliant idea. This is in the Mirror, but it's been on a number of websites. A mum who wanted to ensure that her two children didn't feel too down about being stuck in the house shared her creative solution to give them something to look forward to. Kate Eberol and her husband Kevin made a magical jar for their sons Max 5 and daughter Evie 2 to help them keep feeling positive. So what she's doing is, every time we wish we could do something or go somewhere or treat ourselves or see someone we love, visit a new place, invite people to join us, we're going to write it down on a post-it note and put it in this jar.
Oh, there you go.
When this
That's
is all
nice.
over, this will be our list, and we'll work our way through the jar and be more grateful than ever for the little and lovely things in our lives. Until then, we'll enjoy watching the jar fill up with magical things to look forward to. So 2 of the notes she gives as an example include stay at grandma's house. Oh, I see. Is that her wish or the kids? And go and build sandcastles on the beach. Katie says it's nice to think that when we go back to normal life, we'll have some really good plans. Even though we explain to the children what's going on, my 2-year-old really doesn't get it. Max just thinks it's a really long weekend, but he's starting to realise and ask a few questions. He's missing his friends and going to nursery, and he keeps asking if his friends can come round. We go swimming every week, and he goes to toddler gymnastics, so he's missing that as well as normal everyday things like going to the park and the shops. I realised I was going to have to say no to them over things that wouldn't even usually be something they had to ask about. She put this idea of this jar on Facebook and saw her idea shared more than 136,000 times. It got 90,000 likes. And she said, now the kids have got something that they can be really excited about. They've put in everyday things like having a barbecue and building sandcastles, but also things we've never done before, like going to Digger World. I think my friend's kids went to Digger World.
Oh, George just climbed up my leg. Oh, that wasn't me getting that. I am excited. I am excited at Digger World, but that was George climbing up on me. You're a naughty boy. What is Digger World? Just like diggers?
Yeah, I think it's owned by one of the big digger companies, and
there's only one, JCB. Who else does diggers?
Yeah, the rest of the ones I was thinking of are tractors. You're right. How foolish of me. But you can go in like miniature diggers and scrape up sandcastles and stuff with them and that.
Oh, Mum, this is Digger World. We wanted to go to Tractorland. Oh, no. You've ruined the holiday. They're the same. What's the problem? They're exactly the bloody same. These are diggers. We want to pull, not dig. Maxine, that order's done. Let us know when it arrives, please. But that order is done and is winging its way to you at some point. Oh, that's good.
Yes. Yeah. With our genuine, heartfelt thanks to your daughter for being brilliant.
Oh, I was talking about your kids, the kids thing, but
Digger World. All these things are brilliant. I mean, I'm going to start with that because we had the jar, the pot of possibilities that we had for one summer when we were doing this sort of staycation thing. So we had little post-it notes in there with days out and little activities and stuff. But yeah, and now we're gonna start doing that. I think.
I was doing the thing about. Right. Anyway. Right. So.
Speaking of wish lists.
The person who has stripped off then films the reaction of the one they are surprising, usually with priceless results. A number of videos have gone viral, and even a few celebs have jumped on the craze. Made in Chelsea's Jamie Liang recently attempted to surprise his girlfriend Sophie Hababubu, but it didn't quite go to plan, with her simply laughing at his manhood.
Oh.
However, others have been much more successful, with TikTok user Casey Cakes getting one of the best reactions, with her boyfriend falling over from excitement. Where's can we play? Where's Casey Cakes here? I want to. No, I can't see Casey Cakes. This is Sophie Hababubi and Jamie Liang. I think this. No, George, get her up the way. So this is Jamie Liang going in naked.
It's with the heavy breathing.
Why are you naked? Why have you got naked?
Does it not excite you?
Make your balls are shrinking.
Oh my god.
Your penis looks tiny.
Okay. I don't need to hear that again. Jeez. A number of times I've heard that in my real life. Okay.
Also, her question, why are you naked? Well, because I'm a reality TV star and everything wacky I do is for effect.
That's a bit harsh.
And yet fair.
Yeah, actually, very fair. I'm gonna grant you that. I feel like we've kind of finished, but we've got another 13 minutes to go, and boy, oh boy, it would be awful of us just to pack up. But George, get out of the way.
I've got a spooky story if you want to talk about something completely different.
Oh yes, I do. We've not had a spooky story for a long time.
I mean, it's only the testimony of the world's leading exorcist.
Oh, let's have it. Get straight to it.
The world's leading exorcist was convinced the devil speaks English. Father Gabriel Amorth, who was the Vatican's top devil destroyer for 30 years until he died aged 91 in 2016, claimed the people he managed to save often spoke our mother tongue when possessed. Even Italians he met while apparently under Lucifer's spell would yell threats and curses in English despite not knowing a word of it. He claimed the devil hated hearing Latin and preferred speaking English.
Oh, you know the devil hates Latin because if you want to get rid of the devil, you've got to speak Latin to him. And the devil, and I've seen this in films, the devil goes, stop speaking Latin, stop speaking Latin to me. How dare you speak Latin to me? And you carry on speaking Latin. It gets him really, really annoyed.
I know, the most evil thing in the universe, and that narcs him.
Yeah, exactly.
The priest says he met a quote-unquote peasant in 1997 who shouted abuse at him in perfect English before spitting at him and attacking him, just like in the 1973 horror film The Exorcist. You may be familiar with it. Apparently, Father Amorth managed to calm the demon with a prayer. Catholic priest Marcello Stanzioni, in his new book about Father Amorth, wrote, "But then, screaming and howling, the demon burst forth and looked straight at him, drooling saliva from the young man's mouth." The book, The Devil is Afraid of Me, then claims the possessed peasant's body stiffened and he began to levitate, hovering 3 feet in the air for a few minutes before falling into a chair. I thought they're outside. I'd imagined him outside. Did you?
You can have chairs outside, Catherine. I've got one, so that happens.
Like
that
a deck
does
chair
happen.
Okay. I'm not doubting the veracity of this testimony. It's just in my head. I had him in outside.
Okay, or a dining chair. I took a dining chair outside earlier on. It just made things a bit easier. So please, I can't believe the bit you're questioning is the fact that there might be a chair outside.
Just be careful. If you're going to levitate onto a dining room chair, they are quite heavy on the old landing.
Yeah.
And then, there's more. And then the devil apparently announced the exact day and hour he would leave the man's body. They're nothing if not punctual.
Yep.
Despite scepticism in many quarters, I can't imagine why that might be, Father Stanzioni insists all of the events in the book really happened. Although Italian Father Amorth was said to be the leading quack, this is the Daily Star, I don't think quack is the word you're reaching for, in his field, he apparently readily admitted most people who visited him were just mentally ill. He's reported to have said, I should just see a psychologist, but he estimated he'd seen around 100 genuine cases of possession. Sometimes, symptoms... This is another thing. This is very rude, the way this has been written by the Star.
Did you misread symptoms as sometimes? Or is it sometimes symptoms?
It's because I was coming up to another word, which I think is out of order.
Snowflake.
Symptoms, the potty priest... Why are we saying he's potty?
Well, he's obviously
Symptoms, the potty priest associated with bedevilment include spitting, vomiting shards of glass or pieces of iron, and even rose petals. Yeah, that'll do it. On one occasion, he claimed a woman spat pieces of a transistor radio at him after vomiting it up.
Yeah, I
wonder what she'd been listening to.
Oh, Steve Allen.
Who? Who? And the priest said many assumed supernatural strength, including an 11-year-old boy fighting off 3 policemen and a 10-year-old lad picking up a massive table. You don't need to know how massive, just know it was massive.
I think I could lift a car. Like a small car, I think I could lift, and this is just like normal, not if like one of my kids were trapped or something. I think I could lift a small car. If I had to, if I really had to, I think I could do it. Like a mini or a mini metro or something.
No.
Is that what you asked me? Did you ask me if I could lift a car or did...
No.
Okay, sorry. Misheard you, so please carry on.
But I'm glad that you're offering, and if I ever need my car lifting, I know where to come.
I pushed a car once that had the handbrake on, managed to shift it. It was on gravel.
Did you?
But, and 2 other people. But yeah, we managed to shift a car.
I was responsible for bouncing a car once.
Okay, yeah. It was, and that's how you got your 2 kids, isn't it?
Well... Yeah.
She didn't say no, dear listener. She didn't say no. I have never had full intercourse in a car. Never. I've done all the other things, but I've never. How would you do it? Do you go on? This is a genuine question, okay? And this is what people need to know, because these are dying skills that need to be passed down from generation to generation. Do you go into the back seat and use the back seat like a tiny bed? Do you lower
You'd just have to be quite wee to make that work, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Do you lower the driver's seat and then how do the lady sits on? I don't know how it works. My second question, not connected to this. Does anybody still have camp beds? And I tell you why, because I slept on the sofa last night because of the dog, and I just thought, I wish I had a camp bed. Now, camp beds have been replaced by inflatable mattresses, I think. I'm not sure what the plural is. And I don't think they're as good as the camp bed. So does anybody still have a camp bed? Do you know what I mean by a camp bed?
Yes, I used to have a camp bed. And then I thought, sod this. I'm going to have to store this camp bed. I'm going to now get rid of the camp bed and buy a mattress that, if you will, I can inflate and deflate it.
Well, you just fold it up. But, oh, God, look. I've just gone on Amazon. Look at these camp beds. My God, Miss Jones. They look absolutely amazing. Nothing has changed in camper bed technology. I'm getting a camper bed.
Why? Well, mostly it's just you there.
Yes, okay, right. But for the first time ever, nearly all of my beds are full. And I had to sleep on the sofa last night to comfort a dog. And I would rather, next time if the dog ever comes, which it won't, because I'm not allowing it, but if I had to take the dog, which I never ever will, I will always refuse to take the dog again. But if I had to, but it will never happen, I can then say, look, I'll sleep downstairs with her on a camper bed, not on the sofa.
Okay, don't though, because you'd be complaining about the camp beds because you end up, they're always uncomfortable. They're always very metallic and sticky inny.
It's better than the sofa.
Gosh.
That sofa was...
Anyway, she's not ever staying again, so why are you mitigating for a thing that's never going to happen again?
Supposing I had to. Just supposing I had to. But I would never allow it, is what I'm saying. But if I had to, it would never happen because I would never, ever allow it, is the point I'm making.
Just get a hypothetical camp bed, then. They're well cheap.
You got me there. Carry on with your story, please.
This is the end of the story.
Oh.
So, yeah, apparently the devil speaks English.
The devil speaks all the languages of man and all of the dead languages of man. The devil's a crafty bugger. You got to give him that. crafty bugger.
We can agree on that, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a swine.
We certainly can. What is it with Satanists? Satanists, to me... It's the earthly equivalent. No, it's the spiritual equivalent of Nazism, right? And by that I mean
what?
Well, let me explain. By that, every logical, rational thinking person knows that Hitler was bad, right? And that the Nazis were bad. We know that. But we all know that Satan is bad, don't we? And it could be argued that Satan is worse. Satan is worse than Hitler. I don't want to play evil top trumps, but Satan surely is worse than Hitler.
Yeah, but then the Satanists would say that you've fallen for the biggest scam in the world. You know, Jesus has all the good PR, they would argue.
What's your language? Yeah. He's boring, though.
Jesus.
Well, no. Whoa. Let's back off.
Who's boring?
I'm not... All right, Jesus.
No, he's a cool guy.
Okay. If you like dungarees and acoustic guitars in churches, then yeah, sure. He's a cool guy.
That's not Jesus. That's some of his helpers. You can't blame him for that.
No, you can't. Just like some of our listeners are really strange people that I wouldn't want to spend any time with. But... I'm looking at you, David Babcock. Well, I'm not actually, because I find you hideous and make my eyes bleed.
Oh.
So they're saying that Satan is a good guy.
Yeah. As far as I understand it, and of course I've never probed it in a great amount of depth. I did start watching that documentary Hail Satan. It's got a question mark on it. Hail Satan.
Yeah.
And I couldn't work out whether they were on the wind-up or not.
I started that, and I thought it was a Mickey take, so I thought, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I don't. All right. Well, tomorrow, Satanists, you're very welcome to call in and have a chat and stuff.
Yeah. I think we'll be surprised.
Yeah. Really tired, and I'll be up early with the boys tomorrow. That's great. I do love my kids. I know I'm moaning a little bit about them, but I love them, and it's such a joy to have them here. And one of them is the eldest is doing an online computer programming course for 2 hours a day, and it's brilliant. He's really weird. He's 10, and he's writing the same stuff using, I think it's called Python, the same little quizzes and programs that I used to write in John Menzies and W.H. Smith's when I was 10. In Basic, what is your name? Do you want to do a quiz? What is this true or false? And he's doing the same stuff, and I'm watching him. And today he finished his lesson, but there was a bug in the program. He couldn't quite get it to work, and so we debugged it. I sat there with him, and I could sort of understand what it was, and we worked through it and worked out what he did wrong, and it was brilliant. So I'm going to get him to write a big selling computer game. Made lots of money. We're done.
That should be that sorted. What do you reckon? A week? 2 weeks?
2 weeks max. We're done. Thank you, mate. I miss you so much. Okay. I really do miss hanging out with you, and you know, and I'm spoilt in this isolation that, I live on my own, but I get to see the kids, and I've seen my ex-wife the last few days, and it's been delightful. But I miss hanging out with you. Hang on, just bear with me 1 second. Line 1, the show's finished, mate.
I know. I just thought I'd phone up and say good night. Well done. Great show. Both of you, as always.
That's nice. Thank you. I wish you'd phoned up in the last 20 minutes when we were filling, but thank you. That's very, very kind. What a lovely way. That's really sweet. What a lovely way to end the show. It was a nice one tonight. We'll leave it there. Amy, thank you so much. You've gone above and beyond tonight. Thank you to Dougie. Stay tuned. Darren Morris is coming up next. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.